All right, stream's up.
Oh no!
It might have heard me say white, so I hope I don't get banned immediately.
For saying white?
Yeah, for saying the word white.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're gonna call a lot of. You're gonna get it from both sides. One side's gonna be like this white asshole, privileged motherfucker, and then the other side's gonna be like, he's attacking me for being white.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
You're gonna get extra canceled for being woke and insensitive.
You know,
Whatever the
funny,
fuck that means.
funny enough, that makes me think of this thing that Kamal said that I actually kind of was like, oh, that's actually a good idea if she did it, which I don't believe she does. But she got up there and she's like, I can't answer things immediately. I have to think about it and research the topic. And I was like, holy fuck, are none of our elected officials doing that? And then I started to think about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that actually makes perfect sense. Yes,
Yeah,
live
no,
on a
if-
Sunday, Ryu.
If it actually like had any results for her, sure.
Right,
That
yeah,
would
if
be
it had
great,
any...
but she just says word salad that means nothing and mixed with platitudes sprinkled on top.
My coconut tree disagrees with you. Or what the fuck did she say about
Co-
being born inside a
coconut.
coconut tree?
No, she said we're not coconuts or some horse shit.
Coconuts.
Yeah, she... Funny enough, I don't know. I just don't know what to think about the current the current elections are like. I don't believe either of them are actually in control of the government. Like,
Or capable.
or capable. And again, I keep having to tell people this because I really don't think they believe me. The only reason I'm voting for Trump is
Mhm.
because I think we will get 4 more years of being able to vote somebody else in.
So I think that there is some validity to that in that, like, sure, if you want to say Orange Man bad, yeah, let's pretend for a second Orange Man bad is 100% the deciding. What? Oh, No Man's Sea. Okay, I'm sorry.
What in the world? I don't...
So
oh,
let's
shit.
let's buy into it just for the sake of argument. Like Trump, evil, bad dude, corruption, whatever. He either or no, yeah, we're in one this case we're
Oops,
leaning
sorry.
in. He's not capable of destroying democracy during those 4 years. In that case, yeah, if you held a gun to my head, I would vote for Trump. I'd be like, or if you held a gun and said, "Hey, you have to vote red or blue. You can't vote third party or not at all, red or blue." Then I'd be like, "Yeah, you know what, Trump. Sure, he's just as bad as Harris in my eyes, but he wasn't competent enough to like remove freedoms without
Right.
and to get people to comply as much as Democrats seem to be able to do."
Which
Because
I
they like
hate
to blame Trump and the Republicans for the Roe versus Wade being overturned, which affects conservative men as well as women and all the other ideologies.
Yeah,
That was
by the
a
way,
privacy thing that happened
bothers me
under
that-
the Biden administration.
Yes. It does bother me though that the only reason people seem to be mad about it is that they can no longer have abortions. And I'm like, you realize that like our privacy
That's
was
not
just
the only
dissolved, right? Like,
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, that is a great point. That they only concerned with the abortion part and not the whole privacy of everybody. It's Prop. Oh, I wish that I knew more about Prop One. All I've heard is that it means "quote unquote" open elections. Well, I have no idea what that means. We could research it right now. Yes.
I'll tell you what I heard. What I heard, we should. Oh, hey, yeah, you my microphone. So. From what I heard, that process.
Oops. Oh, that was Yalu. I was like, oh shit.
Update. Storm clearing.
Can you hear me? Oh shit, I was muted, damn it.
Oh, you silly guy. I was like, before you were at least cutting out so I could kind of hear you, but then it cut out all the way.
Yeah, sorry about that, Ryu. So and Ron, actually just Ryu, fuck Ron. We were, from what I heard, Proposition 1 was a proposition proposed to allow Democrats or other parties members onto the ballot who didn't win any majority support or like I want to say primary, but I don't know if that's right. So it allows for people to be considered who frankly wouldn't ever even win the general election in it's state-run stuff, right, Yalu? He was not paying attention at all. Okay, so for Proposition 1 is for each state. It allows people to be put on the ballot who weren't elected. And I think that removes the idea of us being a republic and a democracy, because it's like we should be allowed to vote for Barney the dinosaur, even though Barney the dinosaur didn't win more than 2% of the votes. Now, you can still write in a candidate name, and that's fine, and I don't care if you do that, but to have them put on the ballot, that's overstuffing the ballot, too many options for people who would never have won had their name not been on there anyway.
That's a mixed bag. Like, let's say Omega wanted to run as either third party or Republican, where I don't normally vote Republican. I like Omega. I would put him on the top of my choice, and
we're getting some bullshit here in the audio feed again. Ron, I have to... No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. Have you...
No, I was actually kidding that time.
No. I've been hearing it too, and it's still... Oh, it is better now.
Oh, okay.
It seems... Oh, I fucking hate the internet. Okay, seems like they're doing ranked choice, and that's what Prop 1 is, right?
Ranked choice. Can you kind of give me a little background on what ranked choice is?
Using the top 4 ranked choice voting initiative is what Prop 1 is.
Oh,
supposedly.
right, yeah. So if they get the most Democrat votes, but they don't get any support from the other part of the population, they want the ability to have their name still on the ballot.
I mean, I guess that is a negative for, because like I said, the Democrats don't really know shit about Idaho, and they don't know how to run it, because we've never had Democrats run Idaho. At least for as long as I've been alive, there haven't really been many. But,
right, I think the argument is more that it opens... It brings attention to make it think like, oh, this person did better. Because most people, let's just be frank, don't read or understand the law of the country they live in. And it's like, they would look at that and think, oh, this person had a better chance of winning. When in reality, they're a nobody who didn't get support at all.
Yeah, again, mixed bag, personally, because I would love for a random nobody to win than a career politician at this point. I would love to drain the swamp.
Right, you and I are third-party voters for sure. Like, we would have a third-party option, right?
And it could also remove the restriction that every state has based on who's in control, aside from, what do you call them? Swing states. Most of them limit ballot access to begin with. Like, you can't run as a third party unless you have unless you have a petition and there's like 1,000, 100,000, tens of thousands maybe of signatures saying, I want to vote for this asshole. Put him on the fucking ballot. But those limits do not exist for the two major parties, Republican and Democrat. they don't have those requirements.
Okay, well, you've so far made the best argument that I've heard so far for that. So, but that
That's
was
more
not
of a, like a ballot thing than election thing. If that difference has any meaning.
We should ask Yalu for what his understanding of Prop 1 is, too, because I actually... Yeah, you should tell us what it is, just because I want to... You and Briar both were adamant that I should vote against it, so I kind of want to hear what you think it is, as opposed to what we know for sure it is by reading it offline. Okay, you don't have to. It's whatever. But
You don't say it's whatever when you're asking that kind of question. You say it's fine.
Or it's fine.
It's just a kind of like a connotation, whatever. I know you mean well, and you're like it's actually whatever.
Yeah, it's not. As what I'm saying
not
is,
so
it's
much
not a
that
big
way.
deal, Yalu. Like you're fine. We don't have to talk about that. Yeah, so what I was hearing, so Ryu told me that it was like a removal of democracy, or I don't know if I'm phrasing it right with you, so you can feel free to put what you think it is as well, like, because I'm not here speaking for anybody, but when I sat down and read it, it seemed like it was just putting more non-options on the board and making it seem like they were better options, when in reality you can always still write in a name. So a third-party candidate, if you truly are trying to inform yourself as a voter and make a decided vote, writing in a candidate would show that you know that better. Like
Oh, I see. Yeah, but writing in a candidate is like also risky, because I feel like there's always they're gonna find a way to just remove that vote. You didn't spell their name right, or
Well,
something.
I mean, we have that problem no matter what's gonna happen, so it's like,
Yeah, but if
I get what you're
I'm
saying
just
there,
filling
but-
in a circle, then it's different.
is
And
it
I'm,
though?
and I'm all for taking votes away from both parties. I don't care.
Yeah, I
Any
want
like
both
party
gone.
who thinks who like defends their side is always the same thing. Like, I've literally heard it from both sides that if you do these third parties, they're going to take votes away from Biden, is what they were saying. It's going to take votes away from Trump. And I'm like, no, just like, if you're worried about that, then maybe you should import more policies that those people would like from that third party candidate. Because right now, that's the only power that these
I have
third
the
parties
matchup
can
when you wanna
have.
join. Yeah, and that's fair.
I was about
So-
to join you, but then I saw you backed out.
Yeah, because I was gonna try to join you. It sounded to me like that it made it so you couldn't vote on primaries if you weren't registered as a Republican.
See, yeah, now that should be illegal and voter suppression.
Yeah, and I
Whether
agree.
or not it's a ballot initiative.
It's
'Cause
so
we
funny.
need
I've
more
been.
voter protections, no matter what state, no matter what party affiliation.
My mom openly admits this, and I love her to death because I don't think she realizes what she's actually saying on this. But she says that if we had an actual general election, Democrats would win every single time. And
If we had what?
if we had an actual general election, that Democrats would win every single time. And I kind of sat there and I was like, wait, wasn't... then that means they should win, right? If they are consistently... If the general populace is genuinely angry at the current sitting party, then they shouldn't rule. Like, regardless of whether it works or not.
I'm actually really proud of you for realizing that, because I don't hate conservative friends and family members. I hate Republican officials. I also hate the Democrat officials. I gotta throw that in there for context. But like, the popular vote should be the biggest deciding factor, and the fact that like Republicans haven't won the popular vote. I think I want to say Bush, but I haven't looked in a long time to see the last time they won the popular vote.
That's the last one I heard, but yeah.
Yeah, and it might not have even been Bush's first term. It was his his second term because he was a wartime president or whatever. So now every president wants to be a wartime president so that they can be guaranteed their second term.
Yeah, I was really disappointed when my brain finally connected that that's what she was saying. Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not what it's what she's saying. It's not what she believes. Like it's like Mom, if you were in a room with 16 men that all wanted to impregnate you, should those 16 men have the right to vote that away? Your right to say no. And of course the answer is no on that. So at some point there needs to be a cushion, but if 20 million men, and you're the last people on the planet, need to procreate in order for the species to survive, at some point, which is what's happening, frankly, well, no, it's not the scenario, but the problem is that there are enough people saying, hey, this isn't working, and there's no change coming, that human rights at some point, popularity does actually affect what's right and wrong. Like as far as legally acceptable.
You're right to an extent, but I think the largest block of eligible voters are undecided and independent. Like you can buy, because just basically people that don't affiliate with either party. So if we move towards that, we could see the worst case scenario like you were describing, and I think it's crazy you're able to pull out the absolute worst scenario.
Yeah, dude, I got that because she was talking about abortion, and then I got my head stuck in that train of thought. So it was not. I think even that's a little bit off. That whole view of they're just going to vote for abortions, and that's quote unquote. Let's say from her perspective. No, wait.
Bad.
Hold on, I meant that the reason I gave that scenario was because she had mentioned abortion, so my brain got stuck in pregnancy-related issues.
No, I know. I'm moving on to like the actual point as fuck.
Sorry, go ahead.
You mean well, and I know you want to like. No, you're fine. I'm just saying my brain's fucked right now. I gotta get back on track. So. Abortion bad. So she's thinking, if these guys they basically want to take away my right to hate abortion or like force abortion. I don't know what the deal is, but exactly, but that's not the popular opinion among either side. Some people are very militant, including libertarians and like I think leftists are very adamant about the personal choice part. But the most popular viewpoint, even I wouldn't say it's the most popular amongst conservatives, but there are a large portion of them that feel the same way I do of I hate abortion, but I do not want to force birth on another person.
We need to use a different one than abortion because that one, I get where you're coming from, but like,
I know it's also just the worst example. But I'm not trying to delineate where you and I feel. I'm just saying it's not the most. Her fear is also kind of unfounded in like her worst case scenario is still kind of unfounded.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. I think the problem I was having is like.
I'm glad you understand me.
Pregnancy is kind of a weird.
I actually said.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, looking back on what I actually said, it feels like I'm not saying it right.
I get what you're saying. It's that most people wouldn't vote to shoot themselves, and we're worried about that if we did give them that vote, that they would vote to shoot themselves. So it's like, why? That's just an irrational fear. Now, I would be more okay if like 60% of the population supports who gets into the presidency, and maybe the Electoral College breaks the tie if it's close enough that it doesn't make. I don't know. Like I think Electoral College should be a tiebreaker when it comes down to that close. But my biggest consistent issue with the voting is that the Electoral College seems to not support what the general populace wants ever. So
yeah, exactly.
At some point,
so if
But
No, go ahead. You know what? Go ahead.
at some point, we live in a democracy, is what I'm saying. Like, there has to be, or a republic even, there has to be a say from the general masses that what's being done is okay. So go ahead now.
Oh, I was kind of along the same lines in that if we don't, or if we can break away from an electoral college, it would force policymakers to pursue policy that we actually give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Republic or democracy. Because you just say that you want to go to war with another country and start World War III, you're just not going to get voted in, and any state.
We might accidentally have peace. Sorry.
No, that's literally what I'm talking about. And then, on a lesser extreme, say we could probably get marijuana legalized. What is with the fucking planet? What is happening right now? The water is glowing.
Oh yeah, the blue one, dude. It was like blindingly, like a neon blue. It's hard to look at.
And there's like no land. What is happening?
There's not much land on that planet.
Dude, we gotta check. We gotta just dick around on this planet for a minute.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't. If the general population consistently says I'm uncomfortable and I don't like this, at some point you're taking consent away by allowing a small portion to control what everybody else is doing. And if that means Democrats win, so be it. Things will get bad enough. In her scenario,
but we'll be forcing the Democrats to do what's right too. Like, just because Republican is in office doesn't mean that they can just do whatever they want. Same thing with Democrats. Like, just because they're in office and we keep voting for the lesser evil, quote unquote, just giving more and more weight to regardless of how you feel about it, everything is moving to the right. Harris she got like the endorsement of Cheney or some shit like that,
Oh God. This is the guy that shot himself in the butt, right? Dick Cheney.
He shot his homie.
Or yeah, shot his homie. It was Bush, right? He shot Bush.
Yeah, he was Bush's vice president.
Yeah, we should vote for him actually. That'd be great if they start killing each other by accident. That would be the best scenario I could actually see for our country, man. Not for them, unfortunately, and God rest their soul, but for us, things would be great,
Yeah, and that might have been a problem, because, like, your mom was probably conscious and aware during the 2000s, where mass hysteria kind of hit, and we all hated Muslim and Arab people for 9/11, and, that kind of shit. Like, public opinion was kind of unanimous.
Yeah, we started hating
both sides.
Arabs,
and we were very pro-war for a minute. Like, it was alarming, but I could see that happening in a no holds barred #1 vote. Sorry, minorities, but we're gonna put you in camps again. That wouldn't happen. It wouldn't be as likely to happen today because of the
social justice,
access to information. I'm saying the access to information.
Well, I would say social justice too on that one. It, like it or hate it, it has opened people's eyes to the pointlessness in a lot of ways of racism. I'm gonna be real with you, man.
I thought you were saying like the woke, but with a new term. But no, okay, I get what you mean. My bad.
Fair enough. I can see why you'd think that actually. But
yeah. I mean, you and many other people keep talking about it.
There was a necessity to the wokeism, though, and I'll give it that, because growing up, I encountered racism. I didn't encounter racism until really I hit my probably 20. When did we move into this house, Yalu? 2019, yeah. And one of the neighbor kids that lived with me sat down and was like, "I really don't like black people." I was just kind of sitting there, and like we were on the back porch in the middle of the night, just chilling for the first fucking time. And I was just sitting there, I was like, care to expound on that, buddy? And he was like, yeah, they're just not trustworthy, and I don't they seem to have a lot of
Oh my
problems. And I'm
fucking
like,
God.
I shouldn't have asked him to expound. Like,
Yeah, you're like, I should have, yeah.
And I kind of tried to tell him, I really hope this is not what I'm hearing from you. Like, I thought we were gonna be friends, and he's like, well, he's like look at everything around us, but I didn't really start paying attention at that point, because I'm like, that's really not an opening line that is gonna get me to consider what you're saying. I mean, honesty, I guess I respect that, but nothing else after was worth listening to, and I kind of was like, I don't know how to react either with rage or to kind of start him off with like, you know, maybe you just haven't met the right like black person yet, you know? It's like, or just something
yeah, like
that
maybe you need to be around them more and kind of see
maybe
that
a
they're,
white town in
people.
yeah, maybe a white town in where we live with less than a population of like 30,000 isn't the best place to find unique people or some shit, but I don't know.
Or
It
to,
was
like form an opinion on somebody that
you've never met.
No.
Yeah. So that was a crazy experience for my first one. Like, oh man, the only thing I could think of, which I met his parents and they were nice, but was that his parents said something and like that, because that's not something I've ever seen somebody just like, I don't know, be born doing, I guess. And it maybe got bullied in high school or something.
I can finally go to
but-
the anomaly. Okay, good.
Have you not been able to go to the anomaly this whole time? Oh, I can't either.
No, not on the first one, but now I can for whatever reason.
Weird. Where was I going with this?
Which expedition phase are you? I'm on phase 2.
Yeah, I think I'm on
Edge of
phase
Blast.
2 as well. Let's see here.
Did you finish the Edge of Blast and accept it, or accept the reward?
Yes, I did. I am on phase 2 now. Let's hold on, because this is important. We cut off at a weird part. Yeah, so
Accept
I
those
didn't,
if you haven't yet.
as much as I wanted to fight him to the death, he was 19, and I'm like, he probably doesn't have enough life experience to see what he's saying. So, and I don't want to toot my own horn, because I've definitely been in scenarios where it's like, every person I meet that comes from this particular group, not necessarily race, but group of people, has been a bad experience. So, I can't sit here and say that you should just know that certain things are wrong, because it's like, well, there is a certain amount of experience you have to realize certain things. But anyway, God, how did we even get onto this topic? It was not a good scenario, and it was like I didn't know how to react, because I was about ready to pummel him. In all honesty, I was like, wow, this is my first time actually hearing a living, breathing racist. And up until that point, I'd really not believed that they exist, except for like in movies, or the media would show like one or two that would be in the background screaming at a rally or something. So it was kind of mind-blowing to be like, oh, it's not dead. But point being, social justice did have its place in society. I think the bigger problem is now that they're defending shit that is really niche and seems to only favor one party, and they continually screw over the disabled people, like the actual people who need social justice, and we're constantly caught up in gender identity politics, who, statistically speaking, are less than like 2% of the populace. Like, even 2% is high. So social, okay, point being, social justice has its place.
I'm trying to look and see what's up with the fucking romance guy. Or not romance guy. With the Discord?
You're still breaking up. Or
Yeah,
I can
I'm
hear
trying to
you,
figure out
actually.
what's wrong with Discord?
Okay.
It has to be Discord, because I have your stream up and playing some music, and I have No Man's Sky going, and of course Discord. You sound fine on your stream, but Discord is coming through really shitty. So I'm looking up something about Discord.
Okay, well that's honestly better news though, because it means that my graphics card isn't the problem. But yeah. So see, we tied into that. I'm trying to trace back to how we got to this. So, social justice definitely had its place. Social issues take a back seat with these parties nowadays. And they're more
can you hear me
convincing.
now?
Yeah, I can. Oh, I didn't realize you couldn't hear me, so I thought it was just an audio.
No. I
glitch.
switched, so I just wasn't listening as well. But
Oh, okay.
I swapped the server setting, region override to the U.S. West to see if that worked, and it seems to have worked for now.
Oh, nice. Okay, Ryu put something to There's this disabled guy who used to be in the same group with me, and he was super racist because his parents were super racist, so he wouldn't talk to several people and staff in the group, and this guy did not have the mental capacity to know what racism was. Yeah, that's... I guess when it comes to disabled people, I take a more light-handed approach for that when it comes to, like, a mental disability, because it's like, they probably heard it from somebody else or don't realize what they're saying. But this person was fully mentally aware and was absolutely...
Yeah. I was gonna say with this person, it was probably more of a learned response. Because,
Yeah.
what am I thinking? I would like to have heard their experience as to what happened with how many people that they got to know that somehow really ruined their perception of an entire race. But make sure you accept the reward of the Edge of Glass.
Yeah, I
on
did.
The expedition page. You accepted
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
Oh no, it's still.
Yeah, here, look,
yeah.
look. I'll
Oh,
show
your
you.
inventory is full. That's why you can't accept it yet.
See, phase 1 complete. And it doesn't have the little...
No. On phase 2, the Edge of Glass.
Oh,
highlighted.
shit, okay.
Your inventory is full, so you can't accept it.
Yeah, I have to get a hold of some cobalt so I can make...
And you don't need all those bones either, so you might as well go sell some. They're worth a good, pretty penny.
Yeah, that's why I have them, but I need cobalt to recharge my... I'll just do that first, actually. I see what you're saying. Fuck.
I was
Alright.
like, I can come give you, help you out. What do you need?
No, I'm just realizing that I'm not as good at prioritizing shit as I thought I was, and it's like, it's frustrating.
Yeah, and because I can get on the anomaly now, finally, which means I can summon a different ship and access technology.
Well, I think the bigger problem is that I realized that I actually flew to the space station earlier to do that, and it got distracted by our conversation. So I'm kind of like, oh, well, that's pointless. Okay.
I want to address what Ryu said before.
Yeah, go for it.
With the whole, the guy doesn't want the responsibility.
Oh, right. Yeah, we will get to that. Let me...
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to let them know that I didn't forget, and I think it's an important part of the discussion, but, we can continue down whatever we were talking about for now.
Yeah, well, we were saying we're finishing up you and I have ended up agreeing on that general voting should have a much bigger impact than it does, because really it doesn't really have an impact anymore, aside from just telling people that this person shouldn't have won. It's like, oh, that's cool, I guess. But fuck. Yeah, with the abortion thing, you go ahead and address it, and then I'll put my 2 cents in. I don't know why I cut you off. That was fucking pointless.
Yeah, it matters. I was just kind of dialed in to the game like I always get. So it's okay if we cover that bit?
Yes, please go for it, because I actually had stuff I wanted to add to that too. Because this might get heated. At least, it might get more heated between me and Ryu, because you kind of know where I stand on certain things on this.
So with the whole the guy doesn't want responsibilities or whatever, there are several ways that we can attack that approach that problem. But I get resistance from both sides. There's like the social safety net part, where if we were better about Oh, that's right. If we were better about, like, not child support. What am I thinking? Like,
Women
either
receive more
UBI
protection
or
under
something
the...
like UBI or better healthcare, universal healthcare would be great. Things like that for single moms being a little easier. Oops.
Yeah, so...
WIC and food stamps not being archaic in that, like, inflation has like doubled nearly everything, including rent, but the window of availability for food stamps has not increased. If it has, not by nearly as much as it should.
Yeah, I'm fully with you on that. There's
among other
a
things,
huge
like-
problem with...
Go ahead. And the foster care system. Like, sure, you want to say, hey, if you don't want to keep the baby, please, give it up for adoption or something. Like, adoption in this country, as far as I know, is also kind of a joke. I met this couple that weren't able to have their own kid, but
It's a problem in every
don't
country,
qualify
actually.
for adoption, and that fucking broke my heart. I'm like, fuck, that sucks. Because
Yep.
they want to help fix the problem. They're like, because they don't like abortion either, because for them a baby would be literally everything that they want in the world. They love each other, they want kids. I totally understand and feel that feeling. I wanted kids for all of my adult life. Pretty much. I've always wanted kids, and I'm lucky enough to have kids.
Same, brothers.
I don't like
I want
know.
kids.
I do know rather that I am fortunate in that regard. But they also, alongside the whole, because I was having a discussion with them, they don't like abortion because they're coming it from, not only are they conservative and religious, but they are also unable to conceive on their own. So it's a very sensitive topic for them. And I'm like, so I asked, I'm like, why don't you guys just adopt? Why not be part of the solution? Give people a reason, and stuff. They're like, we tried, we don't qualify, they won't let us. And I'm like, holy fuck, that is ridiculous.
It should be illegal. That shouldn't be illegal, but it shouldn't be.
It should be.
It should be allowed for
different.
any couple that wants to adopt that is, because they
That
don't
are
protect the
work
fucking kid in
capable.
adoption anyway. It's like, oh, you're not capable of supporting this person. You're not doing it either.
They're
Willing. Willing is probably.
They're
Oh
active
fuck, Ron! Look at this.
participants in society. Oh wow, that's weird.
Did you see how when I came in? You said, nah, that's weird. Okay, that looked crazy. That was the weirdest intro I've ever seen on a planet. But
To the planet, yeah. God, what the fuck happened? So weird.
okay, you said we were talking about how they should be allowed to adopt.
So like they're productive members of society. Clearly the people that wanted the kids that are in foster care are either incapable and were removed by the state, or they gave them up to the state. Like, your ability to have children shouldn't only be dictated by, I have a penis and a working uterus, because not every person that can physically have children necessarily should.
Yeah. It's funny that you bring that up,
Some
because a long time ago, I think I was actually trying to drive this point home with you, is that abortion would not even be necessary if we actually fixed the adoption problems. Like,
One of many problems, but that would be a very big help, yes. That would solve a lot of the problem. If adoption and foster care was
Well, it would-
better funded, better managed, and if it were easier for people to adopt.
yeah, I'm arguing from like a statistical standpoint. If more people were allowed to adopt, we actually wouldn't have a need for abortion, because that baby could be popped out and just given away. Like, there are enough people out there that actually want kids that aren't allowed to have them because they can't afford it, that it would actually fix that issue.
Yeah, among other things. Some people might not be capable, but still want kids. So we should also make it a bit easier on them as well.
Yeah.
Social safety nets, healthcare, childcare. The list goes on and on. Stopping this evil capitalist hellscape that we live in from taking everything from us. Hey, Tritium Hyper. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, no, I get fucking excited every time I see one of those, and I'm like, oh, great, garbage, eventually. Like,
it's not the end of the world, but it's not gonna save me.
okay, so
Baby.
my big problem with abortion is I find it completely unnecessary in 99% of the scenario. Well, okay, let's be more realistic. About 89% of the scenarios that abortion is used in are scenarios where it's just not necessary, and shit. God, I had to hold on to this thought for so long, but it wasn't
I'm sorry,
because.
I know.
No, you're good. You're good. Like what you said was totally valid and important. It's just my brain doesn't hold that kind of information long enough.
We
Apparently,
need to start writing this shit down. Apparently, while we're talking,
wouldn't be a bad idea.
so I don't forget you. And then Ryu, great point. We should have some sort of competency test.
There should
or
be
something like that.
like if you are mentally retarded and totally incapable of taking care of a child, yes, there should be a restriction for that. But this restriction would have to be so clear and unchangeable at some point in society, because society has shown to just be corrupt with how it treats its own people. Like there's very few societies that are praised for. Like, Rome was really the only other one that we know of that was pretty much a democracy or republic that treated its people with some kind of, aside from the slaves they kept and stuff, but Roman citizens were well taken care of by their government for a long time. And not coincidentally actually, they became one of the most powerful empires on the planet. America for a long time, before capitalist hellscape problems, as we so affectionately call it, treated its people really well.
Padlock logo with the words
hell?
"content restricted."
That's my favorite show, it's Nedry. I didn't ban Nedry on my channel. I don't know why he's... Dude, this planet is fucking with me, dude. For some reason I can't connect to anything. Oh, because I'm in the wrong window. That's fine. Goddamn. I was like, that's not the only problem I've had though. Like, there's been a bunch of shit that's going on. Nedry, don't go. You can still talk, buddy. I am not. I have not banned you from existing in public, so it's coming. But no, I'm kidding. I won't do that. It's not fair. Dude, this planet is killing the shit out of me though. Like, this is actually a problem.
Yeah. Come to the space station with me.
I can't get my ship to spawn in. So I might be dead before. In fact, I might need your help if you're willing.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Which planet are you on? I don't think that's actually you. There we go.
Oh, I did ban Nedry temporarily because of that night he came in. Okay. Yeah, Nedry's not banned from the channel. Let's see. Ban. No, it says he's not banned. Well, I don't understand why he can't talk.
Extreme temperature detected.
Damn, these planets are tripping. Okay, so that's one of my biggest problems with abortion, is that it's typically not necessary, even from a medical standpoint.
Typically, yes, but there are extreme scenarios where one or both will die.
Right, but that's what I'm talking about. Those scenarios play out so seldomly that, or I shouldn't say play out because that's not the right. Or
Yeah.
They they are not common enough to excuse the kind of protections that are being asked to unalive a human child without questioning, like what was happening during Roe v. Wade.
That's like, so in that scenario, what you're saying is that so few people die of it that we might as well not protect them from it.
Okay, let me, because I phrased it specifically in this case because I didn't know that you were going to say that, but the issue is not that they shouldn't have any protections. It's the amount of protections they are asking for right now. That's the issue. I see. Because I get what you're saying. There should still be protections in the scenario where something does go terminally wrong. It's like, I mean, we shouldn't force somebody to sacrifice their life for a child that's not even viable at the moment.
So I think the biggest problem with this particular discussion is that you and many others have come to a what do you call it? Like an impasse. Like no negotiation, hard line, 0 is my answer unless medically or result of essay.
Yeah, so and let me explain why that.
But I think we should meet somewhere in the middle between what you think everyone's asking and that late term should be allowed for everybody. No, most people are asking for maybe first trimester as well as late term in medical scenarios. Because if you're a victim of SA, you're probably not going to wait that long. And you shouldn't, let's be fair.
Oops, hold on.
But also, I don't like just, like what you and most conservatives are against, like the whole willy-nilly, I had sex, I'm going to get an abortion instead of using a condom or Plan B or getting, what's the one? The balls
consensual sex that's unprotected, basically.
Yeah.
Failure of birth control.
Taking any precaution, or etc., or birth control. Because even like Catholics don't like birth control. Like,
well, okay, let's.
As extreme as you might think, there's always someone more extreme.
Oh shit! I'm about to die. All right.
Don't die.
So we do have to refine some stuff because I do want to make sure people know that I'm not taking a hard line to 0 stance.
Okay, so sorry. Yeah, I know that you aren't the hard line, but there are many who do on that side of the argument. Are you here yet?
Yeah, I'm in here. But look at this Explorer, dude. Whose is this?
No, I know these Explorers are ass. Here, stand still for a second. I just want to be an asshole. I'm glad. I'm happy that you're happy about this. So that you can just.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Sal, do you still need cobalt?
Yeah, I would like some cobalt. Honestly, I need to use it to repair my shield, which I think is actually making it so I don't die to these freaking octopus floaters. I'm Catholic and on birth control. Yeah, see, so Ron, I do want to say that, I don't think most people are against birth control. I think the Republican Party lies about what they're going to restrict in that area. And
for sure.
The Democrats call it out, but most Republicans don't realize they're voting to annex birth control. Because I honestly didn't know about that until after Roe v. Wade, and I sat down with you and we were talking about it. And I'm like, that's bullshit, Ron. That's not what we're trying to do. And we sat down. It's like, but it is. It literally is right here. And I was like, oh my god, this is what these bills are saying. It's that it's to literally control when and where people can have sex, and that's just no different than for me than eugenics. It's like
and fascism.
Yeah, it's oh my god, you're gonna kill me. I just finally remembered to do the glass thing.
Oh yeah, and did you sell your... Wait, what the fuck was that? I haven't even got it. You're on number 3. Oh, I got it too, never mind. Explore on foot a lot. Inventory slot times 5, baby!
Okay, and which one was the one that you wanted me to sell here? Meaty Wings, was that it?
No, it was the fusion igniter, or the stasis device. One of those two.
Oh,
Fusion
yeah.
igniter.
It's right there.
15 million.
Received.
The only problem is I don't know if I want to upgrade the ship because it feels like we're not gonna really keep these anyway.
I am not keeping this fucking pile of shit, Explorer.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
But I will upgrade it because it's not really expensive to do once you get a hold of some nanites.
All right, so I wasn't saying that you were saying that about me. It's that I need the chat to know because a lot of these actually are people who aren't used to me in this particular issue.
Fucking the what do you call it thing blocked her statement not because of like
Viagra.
misunderstanding the word killing in an incorrect context or the abortion, which is hot topic. It denied it because of the word Viagra.
Yes, well, no PP juice here, Ron. Or PP
Yeah.
firming juice.
No PP steroids. All right, deal with the. Okay, all right. Yeah, that was silly of it to block it for that reason. It was the word Viagra. The word, fucking dumb. All right. Also, deal with the abortion pill killing a whole bunch of people. Yeah, there's a lot of like. There was even. Oh my god, I can't remember exactly what it was. There was like a certain law about abortion and what do you call it? The those clinics that people like to protest.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
Yeah. I know.
And you know regular doctors who perform abortion before they were able to outlaw abortions on a state-by-state basis. They required doctors to say that an abortion was going to cause all these side effects, even though they didn't cause them. The doctor would have to tell people like, "Hey, I am required by the state to tell you this information. This information is not true, but I am legally required to tell you this."
Oof, we're gonna have a headway or an impasse on this one because I have family members who have experience with abortion pills. Actually,
I'm not saying it
killing
doesn't cause side effects.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying the specific one that they were supposed to, they were legally required to say did not happen, and it was like, if it did happen, it was on a very small amount.
Oh, okay.
You sell that thing, and
Yes, I did sell it,
okay.
and then I was headed to.
Why do I have what? Oh, that's right.
Okay,
why
so
do I
my-
care about units right now.
I'm all for birth control.
Yeah, of course. No, you're absolutely right, Ryu. I was just talking about specifically at that point. But continue. Oh my god.
Hitler did a lot more things than just kill Jews too. Just gonna throw that out there.
Shut up.
So,
Shut up.
but point being,
Yeah,
or not point
Christians
being, that's
and
it.
Catholics caused a lot of death too, but we're not
Hey,
stuck
hey.
on that, are we?
well, I am actually. I'll get with you on that one. Catholics had a real
Yeah,
issue.
So we should destroy
question-
Rome.
well,
is what you're saying?
the
We
question
need to
is
bomb and
whether-
destroy Rome because Catholics have it in their Bible that the Jews need to die or something.
Yeah, I don't know
And
about that, but
There was a lot of priests that actively molest children, so we should kill all of the Christians. It's part of their religion, Omega. And any offshoot thereof, Christian and Catholicism, that has a single priest that has done a bad thing, like the Prophet Muhammad, who married a girl some 600 years ago, or however many.
I am still anti-Islam, but continue. Yeah.
I know you are. I was just making the comparison.
Yeah, and there's like I had a phrase.
I was
there.
being facetious and painting
Yes.
it with a broad stroke and making it look as bad as possible.
Well,
I know
Christians
there's
have a
nuance, but,
problem
like,
with admitting the guilt that comes from that too. So I'm totally fine with you actually pointing that out because it is kind of true. For a long
but
time,
the
Christianity was an
major
oppressive
difference-
religion. Like,
Oh yeah. No, but the point I really want to make is that you being a Christian, as I'm sure I want to say that LDS people claim. So I want to give you that. I'm gonna take LDS Christianity. Yes.
I fought for that for a
personally are
long
not
time, though.
responsible.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You are not responsible for the sins of the church in the past. I was Catholic for a good portion of my life. I'd say half of my life by this point. I don't agree with the Spanish Inquisition, or I don't even know if that was religious or not, but I'm sure there was a lot of bloodshed throughout history that was inspired by and boosted with religious intent.
Yeah, I guess I need to rephrase that. I should say it depends on how they're owning up. Like, if they pretend like the genocide that happened of like Native Americans, or when Rome was spreading Catholicism, wasn't based on a Christian doctrine, then there's a problem. Now, if they come up to me and say like, yeah, but that's not the Jesus I believe in, then I'm like, okay, that's different. And yeah, the Bible has been changed, but there's like a level of people who out there who will say, especially in Catholicism, where the Bible is a perfect document, there are no mistakes, and it cannot be misinterpreted. And I'm sitting there like, wow, that's incredibly damning. Yeah. As long as there's God.
Birth control for people like
I freaking hate that statement. Akila says that same shit too. If you think atheists haven't killed each other, you need to look up who commits a majority of crimes. Like,
oh, don't be silly. They're not saying that people without religion haven't killed each other.
Akila is.
They're just... Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Akila's standpoint, is that religion causes the most violence. Or like there is no violence like the Christian gods or something.
Oh, okay. I thought you were mad at not Nedry, at Ryu for saying that as long as there has been a god, there have been wars in his name. And that's not to say that all religious people, and what do you call it? Relieve atheists from guilt. Oh my god, I almost landed on top of you.
I know, I kind of scared there for a second.
How close I was to you.
I saw the shadow like landing. It was like coming closer and close, like one of those cartoons where it's like, hey, that looks like it's getting real big. Holy shit! You know, it's like,
oh my god! Okay.
That is crazy though. That's like, I'm touching your ship right now.
Yeah.
But my point being is that that there are people who do a lot of good things while disguising them as bad things, and I'm sure that you got that. Or no, I said that wrong. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people who do good things to cover up the bad things they're doing. Like, for instance, everyone in our government. If anyone needs an example, but that was with the Hitler remark. Yeah, Nedry, I see what you're saying now. It probably banned my title because I said poop. So I'm gonna stick it to them and put, "Aw man, it didn't like my title even though there are 18 plus streams." It's like, oh, poop is too much of an adult word for Twitch to handle. It's a very, very hardcore word, if you know.
Does Nedry not have a verified account or something? Like,
no, Nedry was temporarily banned because of a previous encounter that was happening, and we are in talks currently on a peace deal that may secure the future of society.
Yeah.
But
trade is in talks again. Commerce.
I mean, they help people with adoption. They provide birth control and protection for people. They get.
I hope I didn't give the wrong impression, Ryu. I was Catholic. I don't really have anything bad to say about like Catholic people. I was just using it as an example to give Will an extra hard time, but also kind of paint a point.
Oh yeah, that was sarcasm from him.
Yeah, I was being a bit sarcastic about it. Yeah, I don't like.
I was the one that wasn't being sarcastic when I said that. Well, I was partially, but it was to illustrate a point that doing some good doesn't necessarily doing some good doesn't necessarily erase the evil that you're currently participating in. That it definitely makes it so it's like, all right, well, there's good things here that should be saved. But if we could just knock out the abortion part and make it so that it's only in emergency room scenarios with a diagnosis, I would be more okay with abortion. The problem that I have with the left is that it seems like an all... In fact, it's funny you said that, where I was like a no... Like, either no abortion or... What was the phrase you said? I was either in total ban of abortion or...
I'm not sure.
Oh, man. It was important. I can't freaking remember exactly what the phrasing was, but I was either basically totally against abortion or have it. God, man.
Hardline.
Yeah, hardlining. I was hardlining where there could be no negotiation room. That's what you're saying. There could be no negotiation room, when in reality, I'm actually for a safe abortion if the mother's life is in jeopardy. The problem that I'm having with the left is that they want to use it as on-demand birth control. When
Alright, so again, that's still even pretty rare. Like, I don't know that that's what they're asking for.
I would say that's probably more your experience, because I've definitely run into people who will say shit like, unless they were trying to get me triggered or something.
I think yeah, I was gonna say there's probably some of that to it, but I also find that sometimes, given the history of, you know, rights in this country, they might want all protections available just to avoid, like, the actual necessity from getting blocked. Because
okay, wait,
right
start
now,
over. Start over. I'm sorry.
So let me start explaining in like the opposite direction. Like currently, there are some states that will fine or jail a woman for getting an abortion, even if she goes out of said state.
Oh God.
In a medical emergency. So now, like, imagine that on the opposite side. They want 100%, or if anybody has said that they want that, it would be one, to give you a hard time and give you, you know, to say something that you regret, and then a whole gotcha. But also to protect those who would only need it in an emergency.
Right. So you and I talked about this a long time ago, and something I agreed with you on is that a lot of these rich Republicans can ban abortion in their state, but then drive to another state and get...
They'll fly out of the country.
Yes, but that's starting to move the border out. That's starting to move the line out where I can't control what happens in another country, no matter
No.
who
That's
I
so.
vote
Yeah.
for,
No.
necessarily.
None of us should be able to influence another country's policies.
Oh, hang on a second
heavily.
there. Okay.
No. Like a heavily influence. Like, say, hey, you guys. Some things we do is like, hey, this country allows child marriage. We in America don't like that at all, so we're gonna embargo or limit your trade with us or whatever.
Invade.
But we're not gonna like actively.
Freedom.
We're not gonna
Give
actively
freedom.
bring democracy to you.
Okay, that works too. Yeah.
So, like, I think to that extent, it depends on what's going on. Like, right now, we should be...
I need some.
We have a lot of influence over Israel, but we just aren't using it.
Yeah. And that's a long list, but it will. I get your point.
I forgot where I was going with this because I got sidetracked.
Yeah, I actually need your help with some things. I needed some launch thruster fuel because apparently I'm starved of it, and
Okay.
a launch thruster auto charger. When did this become a thing?
Yeah, and make sure that's installed. But it's also nighttime for me. Are you still here? Oh, you're in your ship. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I got some juice for you.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to get you back on track here because what you're saying was important. We were talking about
There's some fuel.
influencing. Oh, thank you.
I know, but I can't remember what the major topic was.
I was saying that we keep
other
pushing
countries.
too far.
Right. No.
hardlining.
So it was about, because I was like, these politicians will just go out of the country and get their abortion that they want. Basically, it's not so much that they'll be influencing that we would want to ban it in other countries. The point is that these politicians and wealthy are hypocrites in that they want to get you and conservatives and people who hate abortion, even on the left, really, really excited about this issue to win elections and, force other policies that have nothing to do with abortion.
Right.
Because it's not going to affect them. They are getting people excited and voting against their own interests. Because, like, hey, you wanted no abortions, and I gave you no abortions,
And that's totally an
I'm
accurate
gonna do
point,
all.
yeah.
I'm gonna lower taxes for the rich, increase the national debt. I'm gonna blame all of you little people for wanting higher pay, and let these corporations run free in every industry and price gouge not only healthcare, but now we're just gonna price gouge food and
Everything,
rent.
literally everything.
Yeah, and everything. But you get your no abortions that you guys really wanted, and we got you really excited for the issue.
Yes, and we're both on
and
the sorry.
I had a scandal outside of my marriage and knocked someone up. I'm gonna fly them to Haiti or Mexico,
yeah,
and get my abortion and do as I say, not as I do.
right. And I totally get behind you on that. That was actually part of the reason that I liked what Trump did, because it moved it back to the states, and I think that offers a little more control as far as how outreaching and what these people are allowed to do. Now, my biggest, remember the attempted Albertsons Kroger merger? No, but I mean I do a little bit. But listen,
that's still ongoing.
yeah,
they're still trying to
I think it
do
was
that.
ongoing. So what? Man, real quick, I have to address this because I know I'm gonna forget it. Abortion pills were found to not only lower libido, but were to affect women. A lot of them, not all of them, were found to affect women's health very negatively.
Oh yeah,
we got sidetracked there.
She was like, oh, it's so fucking sick. It was awful. It was awful.
Yeah, and then
And I hope nobody ever has to resort to that, because that seems so fucking awful.
yeah, well,
Man, I don't have any
some of them
metal
take
plating.
a regular abortion pill, and I honestly think that it's killing women and their sex drive, which killing them is the bigger deal, obviously, but we still need people to want to have sex as well. And
We don't
studies
need
have been
that. We have an abundance of it. We're never gonna run out of people wanting to have sex.
we'll talk about that one at some point. In fact, you know what? Let's write something down, because like there does need to be like a totally unused tablet sitting right in front of me. Perfect. That's crazy. I will write this down, because there is something we need to talk about on that one. And I'm gonna sum it up shortly, and maybe we can talk about it later. But there needs to be an option for people who want to have children to be able to have access to them in some way, shape, or form. As far as like having children, and not in the P. Diddy kind of way. Okay, I have the notepad open now, because I think we probably already covered that one, but need to expand my exosuit. It's crazy how I've gotten older that I've actually needed to like focus on one fucking thing at a time, and it really annoys me, because when I was younger, I could have this conversation and do 6 other things at the same time.
Yeah. What was that fucking planet with the glowing water? I don't remember where it was.
The blue one, it was the planet behind the one that you're flying directly away from the space station on. Hopefully that helps.
Oh, okay. So that one with the purple and blue?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, I really need to get on that planet. God damn it! Everything. Always something fucking...
Society! No, let me see. Alright, so as far as they make me happy, who makes you happy?
I don't know what he's talking about. Either abortions or something. I don't know.
Wait, abortions make
We were talking about a bunch of topics, like, one after the other, and then he said that. Now I'm like, fuck, I'm missing context, and I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah, we jumped. Conversation piece there. Damn it, this cute little fighter. Ron, do you have any extra money?
I gave you, like, 15 million.
I only have 2 million. Oh, no, did
Yeah,
it not
'cause you
put the
didn't sell
exosuit
the
up there?
thing. No, you didn't sell.
No,
birth
I
control.
did sell it, but I
Okay,
might have accidentally just spent it on something. There's a little blue fighter ship here that's so cute, and I want it.
Yeah,
but
well, it's
I don't
too
know if I
late.
have
You need to
enough.
sell the fusion igniter for 15 million.
I did sell the fusion igniter. It's not in my inventory anymore. I did sell it. It's not in there. So
What did you
the money
buy?
fucking disappeared. I didn't buy
Go to
anything.
I was like, swap to your Starship inventory then and see if it's in there.
It's not in there. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Holy shit! What?
Please don't take off. I will do horrible, unspeakable
Jump on top of
things.
the-
Oh,
Jump on top of the ship
my goodness.
so it won't go anywhere.
Where the fuck is this thing?
Oh my fucking. That is so fucking disgusting that it like disappeared like that.
Oh yeah, it says 18
Uh,
million units in my pocket right now. So what the fuck's going on? Because it said I only had 2 million when I was talking to the fighter pilot captain, but now he's not. Starship of Supervisor Dorsey. Where's this person? The game's busted, Ron. It knew this ship was too powerful for the expedition, so it fucked me.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's for you, not me. I'm playing Crash. Oh, okay. My birth control pills make me happy. Yes, well, you are anti-having children, so I can see why that would. I honestly, like, and I don't mean this to, like, shit on people, but I honestly don't see a reason to live if I can't have kids. Like,
So that's a personal thing. I find the weird dichotomy of people who are like, I never want to have kids, and you people that want to have kids are fucking crazy. And then the other side, there's the opposite side of, I can't believe you don't want to have kids, and I think you're crazy. Why are either of those positions crazy? Is my only like real hang up about the issue.
I think the one was required for society to actually exist, and the other is kind of the lazy man's approach to
No. We have plenty of people willing to procreate.
I have 0 people willing to procreate, right? Well, I don't know that for sure.
To
But,
procreate with you at this very moment, sure.
right, that's a
but
problem.
You and many other, yes, it is
It's a
an
huge
individual
problem for me.
not a societal problem.
Well, see, the problem is that if I can't be a part of society or leave remembrance by, I have no need for this society to continue. Like, it's
Okay,
how do
so
phrase this?
no. You're making a valid point in that, like, you and a lot of men feel the same way. Like, I cannot support a family in this economy. My ability to appeal to a woman is vastly diminished because I can't provide for a family. And while that is one aspect, there are plenty of others that would attract a mate that have always been around, but has never been emphasized as part of like a greater education for like just living life. You and many other men, including myself, were always taught you just got to be the big bad, you know? You got to be big, strong, and beat people up that aren't women and make $1 million, and then you can have all the babies you want. Like that, there's just a lot, you know, some toxic masculinity, some unrealistic bootstrap nonsense,
Okay,
a bunch of unrealistic
I gotta dispel some stuff
shit.
here. 'Cause
Go ahead.
that is not why I want kids. Oh my god, if I start crying, I want you guys to leave the stream.
I know
Hold
that's
on.
not why you want kids. That's not what I was
No,
saying.
not.
at
It's
all.
not
I
because
was
of what
talking
you
about
said. It's because I get so fucking emotionally invested in this particular conversation. I do not think that I am deserving to live on this planet if I cannot leave behind some kind of progeny, and that people
Yeah,
who
lots of
intentionally
people feel
choose
that way.
not to, aside from the severely disabled that would leave something terrible behind for their kids, are doing a disservice to themselves and the planet they live on by not offering a way for the people around them to continue through children and children to have a better life. It is a waste of a human body to not have children. That, I'm just saying that's my opinion. Like,
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Like, I think that is very important for you, but that's like for any certain subject. Like, not everybody wants or needs.
and
like,
that's
let's
fine
just
if they
say
don't
a
want or
house.
need it. I just don't understand it. It's like that. That to
And
me
that's
is like,
what I'm trying to get. It's like it's not really important for you to understand because they're not going to affect. They're not going to like ruin society, and they don't really affect you directly or indirectly in any way.
well, I want my children to affect society. Like, that's part of the reason why I have kids.
Your
that they're wanting
children
to-
will. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that we all have a minor impact, but multiplied by the billions, we create society,
Okay, right. That
basically.
this is where we're disconnecting a little bit. You say that because
Oh,
there's
fuck.
millions and what?
Where is that planet? I need storm crystals.
It's, well, just follow my golden nipple or whatever it is.
Oh, okay, I think I see it.
We as a society have not only undervalued kids, we're talking about ways to, this goes back to the abortion thing, to exterminate ones that are viable. And it's like, to me, I'm sitting there like, I desperately want a child, and these people are talking about how they can most efficiently get rid of it. It's like, they should be the most
find that hard to
unqualified to have
believe either.
children.
I'm sure you've run into people who feel that way, but that's not
I've run
really a
into too many,
consensus. Like,
Ron.
even look at Ryu, who you believe.
She is anti-children.
No, she even says right here, I would definitely want to be in a
having children,
situation where I'm making more money and can support a kid better.
So having children is where her and I have, and I've talked to her before about this, is that she doesn't want to have a child, like a genetic offspring.
Oh, okay. And that's fine too. What's wrong with that? So are you saying that anybody who can't physically have kids, like the couple I was talking about before, should just,
if they can't,
call it quits early?
if they can't, then they shouldn't.
Yeah, they
call it
can't. There's
quits.
no
They
reason
should.
for them to live on because they can't pass on
Wait,
a
hang on.
literal progeny, like you said.
Okay, you're
I am taking a quote directly from
right,
you.
but the
and
quote
using
is, it
against
doesn't
you.
mean what you think it means. It's I mean, maybe it's because I'm not conveying it right. If you can't, then you are equally justified through adoption. But if you are a physically able person who can have a child and chooses not to, that is mind-blowing to me, because what you're leaving behind is you basically came to Earth, consumed, and left. It's like, what was the purpose of your existence?
What's the purpose of existence? I don't have a religious
Right, and that's where
purpose
you
or
and I are
whatever.
gonna. That's
and
where you and I
life
have an
has
issue.
no meaning, therefore I can do whatever I want with it.
Right,
And ironically enough, in my particular case, I want kids,
right.
and that's what I chose to do with it. But I'm not gonna let anything like well, I know you're not actively applying pressure. What the fuck? What is even after me right now? What is happening?
Dude, this planet I'm on is fucked up too, man. There's a whole bunch of crap happening.
I'm right next to you, but like,
The day and night
This-
cycles are crazy.
yeah, that's been happening a lot during the sectors. But I mean, like, I keep getting scanned, and there was like a pirate or some shit after me, and then it just disappeared. And I'm like, so shit or get off the pot, you know? Like, do something or don't.
Let's see.
The only reason why I'm getting like annoyed is that there's so many people who firestorms. Yeah, okay, cool. I want it. Give me firestorm. Is that like
What do I
that whole
already need
adamant
juice?
perspective of like
Extreme temperature.
to think that there's something wrong with them?
So to think there's something wrong with them in relation to
Not wanting to have kids, and then be physically able to not wanting to birth kids.
okay,
you
so one, our population
strenuous.
needs.
Extreme temperature.
Yes, it is strenuous. It's called self-sacrifice, and I know that we live in a
Oh,
culture
goodness.
that doesn't know what that means. But
No. That is not true. But continue. Everybody's sacrificing everything, including grandma, for the economy.
Yeah, for their small portion of the economy.
No. I'm just saying for everything we're doing and being actively sacrificed for.
Yeah, we're being
capitalism.
sacrificed. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair to say. We
I
are.
was like, that's not to say that we don't know what sacrifice is either. But
I do like that definition way better than what is killing me.
your boundaries down.
Oh right, that's
You
why
need to
I was
refill it.
making juice.
Extreme night temperature
Okay.
detected.
Okay, you were saying that. Do you remember what you were saying?
I can try. I have no qualms with your like extreme desire and like want to have kids. I have the exact same one. Like we're the same there. But I find the need to like God,
Okay,
don't
I
know
gotta
what it's called.
answer
You're not gonna
Ryu's.
tell anybody. Oh, there it is.
I need to answer Ryu's thing here. She says, so doctors who cure life-threatening diseases don't have any value if they have no children. How many of people who aren't having children are curing life-threatening diseases? That's a scenario that isn't going to play out very often. Now,
Not very often, but the doctors that do.
right. Hold on. Even if it did, the doctor still left something behind, and it's a shame that that brain power and genetics that he's carrying will never be reintroduced into our system. So he did do us another disservice by not having children. But
Right, I think
helped
you're
a little
treading
bit, too.
down eugenics again. But also,
We need-
the fact
no,
that we
we
have more
do
than one
need-
doctor means that it's gonna happen again. And
Yeah.
this again applies to capitalism. Like, how many things have you wanted to do that you haven't just had the money for school or the equipment to pursue? Like, what did you want to do? A career in cybersecurity?
Oh, okay,
Or-
you're actually making my point here, because what I'm saying is that those situations are not the norm. Like, if that was
What do
to
you
be
mean?
one doctor who made that choice, no, it's not going to be the end of the world. But at some point, children literally are how a society survives. Like, that without children, that society is doomed.
Yeah,
And that's
no, you're
something
right,
that
but that's not
a lot of
common.
these women don't understand.
These women again with that.
Human beings, then, whatever. It's
No. Just yeah, these people. Some people don't want kids. Sure. At current, we're fine. We have billions of people. One couple can make plenty of kids. My wife and I had two. I had one before. So I'm net positive on the amount of people I've made with a partner.
Yeah, and you are. The problem is that you're actually in a good scenario when it comes to that. The people that I'm talking to are the single ones that think that society will just make itself better, even though I don't contribute anything to its well-being.
So, I think I have a way to tie this all together. Is
Rich kids do suck.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but this capitalist nightmare that we live in, you don't own a house to raise a family in. What's your
That's gonna change
landlord
soon,
and
actually.
agreement? No, I know, but let's say that you were stuck there currently and you didn't have, I don't know if you have help or what's going on. But you were stuck there. What's your lease agreement going to say? Hey, you can't live here with a wife and a kid
Yeah, something like
because
that.
it doesn't cost a lot to like get married. It does cost a lot to have a kid.
I need some sodium nitrate if you got any.
I might have some.
Extreme night
Are you gonna give me a kid? Are you gonna have my baby?
if you want it.
All right. Oh my God, you're all the way over there. You
Extreme
son of a bitch.
temperature
Okay.
detected.
Let me mine some dihydrogen.
Yeah, Nedry, I'm just gonna be straight up with people. When it comes to the average woman, yes, I am angry. I am very angry. The statistics that we are looking at as a society right now are really, really damning of one particular gender. Now, I'm not saying all women are going to be how I treat if I was reading one of those bad-sided statistics, but if you're asking me if I'm angry at women, the answer is yes. See, it's so stupid because you can't classify one woman. Every person you meet is not the person you're angry at. But in mass, a lot of them are doing these things. So I am angry at a huge majority of women in this country. That doesn't happen when you go outside this country. But because I'm a narcoleptic with not a lot of funds, I can't leave this country to meet one of the women that would actually try to help build a life with me, and we would improve each other and be able to have kids.
You know what? You know what that sounds like to me?
What?
Sounds like this capitalist nightmare is holding you back from getting a partner and living the life that you want and deserve.
Right, and I'm totally. I told you earlier that I'm done with capitalism.
I know, but no. What I'm
That's a
saying
broken
is,
record.
it's not the women, it's not you, or your disability. While it does play in a factor, some, like, you are attracted to certain kind of people, they might not want to be with disabled.
It does. Okay, hold on a second here, because it actually does affect my ability to date, because most women will never marry down in their life. They'll never even attempt it.
I want to say that I disagree, but I don't actually know.
That's
Can't
a
say that I've seen it
statistically
happen,
proven
you know what I
thing.
mean?
That men marry down, women only
Right,
marry
right.
up intentionally.
Okay, no,
That you?
I know. Yeah, it's me. Hey, Storm Crystal. Thank you. What do you need? Sodium nitrate?
I'm trying to get to this natural burial site. There was.
I asked you a yes or no question.
Oh yes, I need sodium nitrate. Sorry, I thought you were asking like, what am I doing, or something. But I don't know. Yes, I do.
I gave you some supposedly. If you didn't run
Yes,
too
it's
far
right
away
there.
from me after asking. Okay, I was like, after asking me to come and give you some.
Sorry, there's so much. This
What the
conversation
fuck?
is
There was
so
supposed
heated
to
that
be
I'm
Storm Crystal.
trying
I'm
to.
not even like particularly heated. I'm just
I
pointing
am,
out
though.
a lot of. Oh, I see.
You're
So-
doing fine. I'm the one that's like. There's too many points to be
losing it.
made, so I'm losing the context.
But all of
which
these
is-
points that you're making, oh my gosh, you cannot survive on this planet. This extreme storm kills your barrier.
Yeah, my nuts are already destroyed.
All of these issues that you're talking about are tied directly, most often and indirectly sometimes, with capital. God, I need what the fuck?
Yeah,
need to
well,
shoot
I would
my
actually
receiver.
tie it to the greed of most women. Like that's the
yeah,
issue I
because
run
they're
into.
being forced to or rewarded by an evil capitalist society to forego children so that they can make more money. If this society was more geared towards,
that's not the issue I'm talking about here. They're choosing to prioritize their personal wealth over
because you have
marriage.
to. Instead of raising a kid that they literally can't afford, they're forced to pursue a career in order to be able to ever buy a house.
I mean, that may be
And then-
becoming a thing, but that was not the norm for the
That's
majority.
been a
of,
thing for a long time now.
You know what? Let's look up these statistics. Hold on. Because I know
What's-
for a
what's
fact
statistic?
that women are more likely to receive help and food and be able to live at their parents' house for years when men get kicked out at 18 and receive very little legal assistance or food
Yeah,
stamps.
that's a problem
So-
with our culture. Like
Right, so
in
the-
other countries, you've seen and you know that, like, say in China, they have 3 generations to a household. The elderly are looking after the grandchildren while the able-bodied adults go to work and support financially, and they save a ton of money on childcare. 2 working adults, and also they're able to afford houses. Like,
okay, I'm trying to find the relevance. I really am. The issue I'm talking
relevance to what?
about, to what you're saying right now, to the fact that I said that women receive help and are not in a desperate scenario as men are. Like it.
So
it's
you
statistically-
want that used to be the leading cause. Like, hey, I have a job, I can support you, woman. Marry me. We'll have kids. I want kids, and I want to pass on my genetics. But as you've lived, you too are aware that it is nearly impossible to support a family on one income.
Yeah, and I would say that is actually.
And that's one way to find a mate, and it's one way that I don't even want to say most men. I see you. That a lot of men have prepared themselves for a world that doesn't really exist anymore.
A lot of men that have been prepared that way, and women still expect from men, and doesn't exist. That's what I would say. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, the numbers are showing that a lot of these women are gold diggers, and that's about as far as it gets.
A lot of these
Did you
women.
know that?
Just as many, every single depressed man who is having this issue that you're talking about, that you would use, say, I am stable, I can offer you stability, and don't have much else in terms of being interesting or exceptionally remarkably attractive, among other things. They don't have that trait, aren't able to satisfy that type of woman. So while there might be a lot of them, it is also a symptom of this same system that is fundamentally broken.
I cannot blame capitalism on this one, and it's
You kind of have to, because like you said, you wanted to go to another country to find a woman that isn't gonna give you as much shit, which means that this another country like doesn't have the same problems we do.
I think we've somehow sidetracked here. Like this
I
isn't
know,
the.
but it's because you want to pull up a new issue to try to sidestep my capitalism is literally the fucking problem, and these culture wars and bullshit control that the ruling elites have, keeping us all divided.
Well, that part's definitely
All
part of the
tie in
problem.
together
but-
as to the real issue, rather than you being mad at
Right,
women.
but when we actually look at statistics for individual women, when we look at how things play out, men are typically out there seeking love and some self-improvement. Women are seeking money, status, power, physique, just about
Yeah, so
everything else except a compatible
why
personality.
is it wrong for women to do that, but men have done that for all of
Men
history?
don't do that. That's the
They
problem.
literally do.
Unless you're there in the top 1 or 2%, most men
the
are willing
different-
to
no.
marry the McDonald's worker, bro. That
Yeah, but no, hear me out.
Okay.
There's a double standard here. A man, for the longest time, could have a family and be the powerful rich dude because they'd have a woman at home.
yeah.
Whereas a woman right now would not
I think you're phrasing this
have.
wrong.
Yeah. It's like. So in my case, my wife has me at home. She is working and is willing to do like a career or something, even though it's not really possible for either of us. Neither of us have a degree or a specific specialized skill. I would totally be okay with her seeking
Just like 6
a
of them. Damn it.
career or whatever, but she does not want to stay home and actively sought love and a family and still works. Like, God, I'm having a hard time wrapping this up because you keep, like, again, doing that weird sidestep / deflect.
Well, I think it's because we're
Uh,
dancing around what the actual problem is. Like, and
And I'm trying to tell you that it all ties into the same thing.
right, and I think I'm trying to do the same thing. We just don't have to. We have to like chart this out because it's like the issue that I'm having is that studies are showing that women are selfish in this generation and men are altruistic. Like,
I don't know about that, man.
but when you go to the
That
top
seems-
1%, which is the only percent that most women talk about, they are
Most
selfish
women?
and rude. Most
never
women, dude. Most
Here,
women.
no. I think you're like having whose ship is this? Am I standing on?
Okay, I got a study here I can pull up to prove my point here.
Pull up this study, please. By all means, I'm gonna hang out on the station so I don't fucking die on a random planet. Fear the sun. Okay, tunnel underground. Why do I want to tunnel around that much?
So, studies show, New York Times report, women swipe right on Tinder 14% of the time, while men swipe right 46% of the time. That's actually gone down on Tinder users to indicate interest in a potential match. Meaning women are, at least on Tinder,
I don't think that
incredibly
correlates
more.
with what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is these women are way more picky and self-centered on what they
Matching
want.
on Tinder is not altruism in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, okay, it was the dating mechanic, but I agree with you
You
there.
literally brought up altruism, women evil. Matching on Tinder it does not correlate with that in any way, shape, or
Men
form.
are more open
This is what I'm
to
talking about. It's
different-
like, what the fuck is happening? Why can't I keep any of these ships from leaving? Fuck me.
What I was
Fine,
saying
I guess I
is-
won't buy a ship.
Yeah, there a bunch of them were pre-owned by other.
No, but these
people,
ones keep coming in and leaving. They're not like people. They're NPCs.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't
I
let me buy that
will
blue
not.
fighter either. I don't know what the fuck's
well,
going on there.
I think the little dude's out, but I don't know.
Okay, my point though
I
is that women and men are more likely to accept below what they actually want out of a mate, and women are not even willing, but just
And-
aren't. considering that.
I mean, yeah, you can argue that, sure.
That's a
kind of
huge
how,
issue.
but it's not altruism.
Altruism is literally stepping down to help somebody else up.
Yeah,
Is that
I'm
not
gonna
wrong?
help you by doing you this favor and having a baby. That's not altruism.
No,
buddy.
I'm going to get married to you.
And have your baby.
I'm just gonna
completely
wait. Stop!
huge
Stop!
commitment.
Stop! You're jumping just to baby. There's way more steps in a relationship than let's just poop out a baby. I'm going to date you, who is poor. I'm going to improve your lifestyle. I'm going to give you something that you wouldn't normally have, and in return, yes, I would like a child or at least a loving relationship. And then, and man, that's just opening up another can of worms. But point being is that women, what they come into asking in the relationship is, what can you do for me?
I am pretty. You want this? I get that. There has been a rise of women willing to do exactly what you're talking about. Sure, there might not be as many because, again, our society here in the U.S. has not been geared or cultivated for that.
Maybe. So my complaints would still be justified then. It's like,
How?
if our society is choosing not to do what you just said I wanted done, then it's America's fault. So I can still complain about it. Like,
Okay. No. And I'm not saying that you're like wrong to complain about the scenario and like the outcome. But the blame is where I am arguing with you.
okay,
I think it's wrong to say that these women are selfish. Because we all have some degree of selfishness, sure. But society doesn't really run on selfish, contrary to what you believe, and I'm not going to dive down that rabbit hole. Yeah, no, this little dude didn't pop out. You're right. What? Oh, you know what?
What?
They don't want us to buy another
That's
ship.
what I
Oh,
was
no,
thinking
no,
earlier. I remember I
Because,
said that because I was trying to buy that blue
they
fighter. The guy
denied-
wasn't showing up.
So I can make an offer on the line for this shit, but I'm not going to buy this pile of shit. Because this one you're supposed to only use the. Is that a red one? I'll take a red one at least. This is a person's though. Damn it.
This is going to be like a
The
20-hour-long
expedition-
conversation. We
You're
should
right.
honestly go back to the abortion thing. Like,
The,
'cause-
well, yeah. No, hold on. The expedition is they wanted to base it on teleporters and glyphs, and not the interstellar travel
oh,
of your spaceship. Forget what, the hyperdrive. They want to take away the hyperdrive, and you to only use these glyphs
let's see.
for the expedition. I did kind of want to buy a ship to get out of this piece of shit explorer and get into a fighter.
Same.
And scrap the old one, get a couple of nanites out of it, I guess.
And this planet's so hard to fucking walk on. It's kind of insane, actually.
Yeah.
But point being, guys, this conversation is going to have to happen when me and Ron actually sit down and plan this one out, because this is something I have put months and months of time into studying, and there actually is a real problem with women in this country right now.
Yeah, again, the entire half of the population is at fault, and there's a genetic deformity. More so than Will could be experiencing.
Right,
something weird.
people keep saying that it's Will experiencing it, but it's actual statistics of other men and women that are not just
Yeah.
Will. So you can't really say that. It feels unfair.
I certainly can, because, like, I'm married. Everybody I know is married. I know that's just anecdotal evidence.
Sure
but,
is.
You know, also statistically, most people pair off and get fucking married. I'd like to hear about
Those rates are
millions of
dropping.
women who have sure, maybe, I guess, but I'd love to see what these millions of women do after, because all you have is like
They get
these
old,
immediate
miserable,
results of
and
people
cat
who
ladies
have-
and die. Like, literally, that's what happens.
yeah, and the population has suffered. We have decreased from 7 billion.
I wouldn't say the population's necessarily suffered so much as the people who could have gone out, done amazing things, raised beautiful children, are now
the whole potential
lost.
thing argument is lost when you don't consider the the problems that the current living people have. You can bring in as many fucking people as you want into the world, but they're gonna have to abide by the capitalist and U.S. credentialism shit.
Yes,
no matter.
I
no
already
matter
agree
what.
with you that capitalism is a problem right now. But
Yeah, but
that
we would have more doctors, more artists, and better things if we didn't have to worry about. I'm literally not gonna live if I don't get paid in 2 weeks.
We're living paycheck to paycheck doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't getting food, though. We still have a good record.
No. It's not that they aren't getting food. It's that they have no opportunity to pursue great things.
Part of those issues exist, though, because of the issues that I'm talking about between men and women. That people started to refuse to work together, and only one side wants to put forward. This is documented, dude. Like, this is why I'm telling you, we have to talk about it different. I've showed you the Dude Bro podcast that you tell me constantly that you don't want to see them because they depress you and you don't agree with what they're saying.
No, that's not
but
quite
they bring
it.
up,
What I usually say is I don't have to watch it to know the inaccuracies that they're about to talk about.
Okay, but
the
then
one
you deny
specifically that I remember that exact sentiment was that there were a bunch of women that were either paid or they're just dumb. Like, you can find a group of dumb people and use them to espouse the horrible shit that you want to represent the entire half of humanity. If you and it's nefarious and it's incorrect.
and they do have dumb people
in the
on
long
there.
term.
I
But
secede
that's
that.
not to deny what is in front of you and to say that you're not right about that specific table of 4 women or however
Right,
many it
and
was.
I'm not
talking about the view because those women are absolutely wrong.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're saying, but I know they're wrong.
Can't believe the view's
And
still
it's not
going.
because they're women.
Yeah, but point
They are just
being
completely
is
out
that
of touch.
it's not the women at the table that you should be listening to on that one. It's literally the statistics they're bringing up that are just unearthly bad. It's like, if we aren't in a population decline and marriage decline, we're going to be very soon. And every other population is experiencing this right now too. There is a real man versus woman thing going on right now.
Let me put it into your perspective. If we don't gear a society to where man can make babies, because it is, again, like the very few at the top holding all the cards, like everything is being gatekept, as we said before. And I was just scanning something. Oh my god, I found it. There it is. Then you know who is at fault? Like, you want to work.
You got a little distracted. Say that again.
Okay. You know who's at fault if we do it your way?
Me.
Even in your
I end up being.
No.
Oh.
No, you're trying to work. You.
Well, I thought you meant if it doesn't
actively
work. Yeah.
Fighting.
Sorry.
No. You are actively fighting for survival in a society that wants you dead. Like, not a society. People don't want you dead. The average person,
I wonder sometimes.
at the very least, doesn't want you dead. Some people don't give a shit about you, and I guess that's bound to happen. Most people don't know you exist. But fighting for medication for the disabled, for healthcare, not just medication, I take that back. But
Ryu, I
all
would
forms
love
of
to have a
healthcare,
child, just so you know. I would kill for it. If I could figure out a way to in vitro fertilize myself, I would absolutely do it. And that's the difference between me and a lot of these women. I want to have children. I was built to have children. I am built to be a dad, or in that case, I guess a mother. I don't, whichever. Anyway.
No, it's fine. But that's not a problem. I don't take issue
Yeah,
with that at all.
I want children, and it blows my mind to know that there are people out there who not only don't want kids, but would abort a living one. That is just, it's so beyond barbaric to me that it really makes me physically ill to hear. All right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I mean, I
had to
guess, man,
go
I
off.
get that, and I don't know what brought that up.
She said.
Yeah, I
she
don't know
said,
what Autumn was.
Yeah, let's make it so men have babies instead. and I was like, dude,
Yeah,
if
I was like, I
could
don't
do
think
that, I
that
would
would-
have done it.
Change or fix the issue, you're right. Atlas Pass required. Oh, fuck. man, fucking Christ.
It's a hard topic tonight.
Yeah, and we keep interrupting each other, and I can't get my one fucking point.
This
that I
is
keep
such a
trying to make.
complicated
What is this
issue.
disgusting thing? Oh, there it is.
In fact, I think
I'm
that
just kind of flying around, not doing anything anymore.
yeah, I've encountered the same thing. I think honestly that with this conversation, we need to have an actual stream debate about it, like because this is a really complicated issue. The other ones we have, we can kind of dig stuff out and just like melt it down so people can understand. But this is one that I have been in for so long now that I when people say this, like, no, I can tell you what the issue is and why this is being caused. Things are too good in a lot of ways and not good in the right ways. That's what it is. Like, most of these chicks that like me on these dating apps are like morbidly obese and not suffering from a lack of food. It's like
That doesn't sound like good to me. Too good.
Whoa, what the fuck was that? I thought I heard like a T-Rex or some shit. Sorry. It actually had a moment of terror there. Like, and it's not good, but they're fed. You know, it's gluttony and greed is what the problem is. It's just straight up. That's what it is.
And
It's
again,
gluttony and greed.
You're gonna sidestep again, and to everyone listening, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. Capitalism ruined food in America. There's a lot of overprocessed shit that we have. Corn syrup is in everything, and then there's a lot of like chemicals and products that are illegal in other countries that don't have obesity problems that are allowed in American food.
Yeah, and again, you and I keep agreeing on that part is a huge problem, but there's still a problem with greed and gluttony in the people who are healthy too. It's like, that's just one example of how. Did you know that women are 2 times more likely to be obese than men? This idea that these women are out here,
like physical differences between men. Yeah, stop grabbing those bones. You don't need any more bones.
It keeps saying I need to collect 2 more. Hold on. Oh, it's done now. It literally just got done. Okay. The problem is not
Your
so
inventory
much.
is full. You can't accept it.
I know. I need to get on the ship and go sell them. The problem. God damn it! We said so many things again. The problem wasn't. Is my ship pink?
Isn't that our food industry was literally bought and developed by tobacco companies that are experts in addiction? It couldn't have possibly anything to do with capitalism.
Going with that.
I know that's not where you're going, but I'm just being extra about it so that you'll like listen.
Yeah, you're good.
Like the food industry was literally like developed in America by the tobacco industry. So like they understand addiction. You get double dopamine hits from eating the overprocessed food that we have in America.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off on this one because I thought I remember what it was.
So not only is it super unhealthy, it's super addictive.
Yeah, the issue that you brought up is that people are
Nedry.
struggling to find food, or like people are struggling to get a hold of resources, but for women that is not the case. It just isn't statistically. They have way more support than men do.
Yeah, because women eat different food than men. They don't have the exact same access that we do here in the States.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I know that's not what
women,
you're trying to say. Literally what you're saying.
Women have access to more resources and food. Earlier we talked about that everyone is, because of the capitalist hellscape, is having to do things they wouldn't normally do to get basic needs, so people don't have time to get together. Basically, was what the line was, and that is not true for women. Women statistically are the better fed and healthier.
That might have been true up until recently.
No, it's true now.
Everybody has to work now. Like they can't afford to like stay home. A lot fewer people can afford to just stay home. Lady and I got extremely lucky that we bought our house in 2020, right before not only house prices and rent exploded, but everything else exploded in price. Like, I'm still looking for a part-time job because we're like barely scraping by as it is.
Yeah. I just can't. This must be my BLM movement, where it's like the analogy they use, where somebody's falling off the boat, but everybody on the boat still wants to live. But does that mean that the other people that want to live should not help the guy who's falling off the boat? The statistical disparity between men and women right now is absolutely insane. Men are unaliving themselves at insane rates. And women are not batting an eye. It's like.
So no, you're making a fair point there. Like, male suicide has gone way up. Men are enrolling in college and higher education at a much lower rate right now. But the education system has basically become another arm of big business. It's being gatekept by the ultra wealthy. Education used to be free in like the States and shit. I want this cute little fighter. I'm taking it. But it wasn't until this is actually not
the blue one.
This is a bit of a capitalism thing, but I think I said this before, but it wasn't until like the end of segregation that they started implementing the price at all so they could weed out the riffraff, quote unquote. It was basically just to keep out black people from college. And now that, like, they, like the rest of us, would have, they work and we're able to pay for their own education, but now it's less a race problem and more of a generational problem. Even the elderly in fields that aren't super wealthy, along with the wealthy who can afford lobbyists, are just raising the bar at which it is to like either enter school. It's way more expensive. The cost is so outrageous. You're going to be paying it for the rest of your fucking life, even if you do become
for men
a doctor in this area.
Issue, yes. Women get huge scholarships and all sorts of stuff. But yes,
some, not nearly that many women.
Well, yeah, but that's because scholarships are for a subset that's looking to do better. But the difference is that when a man who's looking to do better goes into that field, he gets a slap on the back and then fined more for it. Women are getting paid to go into college.
You do have a bit of, not nearly all women. Now, half the population is just going to college now. Omega,
sure. Not half the population.
That's
part of the problem.
You know how we could solve this?
What?
Is if we took education and nationalized it.
I mean, sure. I would also argue that a good first step would be that women have to sign up for the draft, so they'd have to be paying attention to who they're voting for. I
mean, maybe. Fair. Can't they? There are women in the military.
They can. What I'd want them is to have to sign up for the draft. So when we go to war, there's a draft, and men get called in. That has not been a thing for a long time. So I think half of our populace hasn't really looked at who they're voting for because they believe men are expendable. These same men sustain their fucking systems.
So now the ultra rich and the ruling elites and the political figures are sending poor people to die and poor people's kids to die. Their rich kids, male or female, are not going to go to war. That's what that song's about, and a lot of people, especially conservatives, love that song. That oh my gosh, what's it called, Nedry? Fortunate
Son. Yeah. I know that song.
So you and our kids are more likely to go to war than any wealthy or political figure's kid.
Yes, I am aware.
And that has nothing to do with gender. But I guess the draft, sure. No. The draft, sure, is sexist. Yes, but that's not hardly the point. as soon as we have an actual draft, no matter who's signed up for it, people are going to lose their fucking shit. That's why not even Biden was gonna betray the whole, we do not want fucking boots on the ground from the United States because we have been at war, a fucking fake war occupation for most of my adult life since 9/11.
Feels like it ever since Kamala got in, but
So yeah, you know
Yeah,
what? I
can
think
you get-
Kamala
yeah.
might try, but
yeah, though that's part of the problem. Is that part of the reason? Could you get me a drink of water, man? Part of the reason that
but your point is you're arguing like a weird point that shouldn't.
well,
even
it's an
really
overarching point. This is
matter.
why I said that we should have a separate debate on this one, because another part of the issue is that I was going to bring up the dating field is that women expect things from men. One is protection. One is protection.
Are you
One is sustaining
Capable of protecting a
harder.
woman?
What?
Are you saying that you are incapable of protecting a woman as you are now?
No, that's not the issue.
Okay,
The
then
issue
I don't
was
see
that
why that would be an issue.
because I should not be forced just because I'm a man to protect some random woman.
But you want to force women to have babies and not have careers or be selfish in any way.
I want to
But it's
force
okay if
women
a
to
man
not
does.
murder an innocent person, just like I wouldn't want a woman
You're
to
conflating.
force something
You're
on me.
connecting two issues that have nothing to do with each other.
I know this is why this topic got
quote-unquote
way
women-
too big.
No,
Like we're on so many different. We need to
That's the only
graph.
way this conversation can happen, and you and I have to do it. It has to be said, all this stuff, because you can't talk about any of them in isolation, and it's kind of pointless to do them in isolation.
I would say on this topic, yeah, we'd have to.
No,
talk
pretty
the
much any
whole-
topic, especially with me, because I'm going to connect everything to everything as they.
Well, but we've
most things
agreed
are.
on other stuff and had a flow here, but the problem is that there's a lot of information that I have here that's gonna really upset a lot of people, but it's still the truth, and it will, and it's just not. This is not the place to have that conversation. We were talking about abortion. We should stick on that topic for now. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything. Like,
Oh, I know.
Okay, good. Because like this is probably a stream that we should save for a night that we have 4 hours at the very minimum to discuss things. Like,
I got all the fucking time in the world. But my wife's on her way, so I'll have to leave for a little bit, get
Yeah.
to bed, and then I can come back.
yeah, sounds good. So let's. Well, how soon do you have to do that?
Within the next half hour, she'll be home, I'm sure.
Okay. Next half hour. Alright, so that's not too bad. So my issue with abortion is that people make what was the thing Ryu said earlier? This will be and Ryu, I'm down to have this conversation. It's just you and me, by the way, but you kind of want to hear about these women going to college. That is actually something that I could really easily pull up.
And I'm going to
Easy
pull up a
now.
different statistic that I know is going to negate his.
You've activated my trap card. I knew
Yeah.
this. Okay, well, typical liberal programmed AI, but the answer is yes, women receive more scholarships than men.
Yeah, so all women are at fault.
Okay, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic because this is a
No, because
one
each
issue
time,
in a
no. Each
room
time
full-
that I try to say something like, it's not all women, but yes, I'm sure you've encountered some who are this kind of bad, who would never want, I wouldn't even say bad personally, but according to your definition, like a bad woman who wants to focus on a career and not give her body to a man to have a baby. or on her own terms by herself have a baby with just a
we
sperm
definitely
donor
have
or
to
something.
refine that down. But the point being is that this is just one issue in many issues, and I was only saying that one because Ryu asked me about the women who receive scholarships.
I know, but you brought that up to deter another point that I had. I don't remember which. That was basically defending the general, quote unquote, women not being the fucking problem. Let's see.
Excuse me.
21. What do these numbers mean? 46%. I don't want percentages. I want straight up numbers. How many people are enrolled in school right now? College, specifically. Current term enrollment estimate.
Damn, we're getting a lot of scanning shit and whatever.
Alright, let's see. We
Rolls
got
Royce
public
Power,
warrior.
welcome to the chat. Tonight's a hard topic night conversation, so please be aware. We are normally fun and cheerful and happy and poke jokes and kiss a lot and make out and all sorts of weird stuff.
Fuck, I am not even... Okay, let me just find the gender gap, I guess.
Also, you and I need to discuss DEI hiring stuff too. 'Cause
Yeah, again, we can just sidestep that whole fucking conversation and
At some
problem
point,
if
I
we
mean.
do. No. Let me. I'm not saying that you're like completely, like wrong. What I'm saying is we can sidestep the conversation of DEI and the problem that you think is causing from DEI, if we do economic class justice. Like if we'd have a stronger middle class and make it better
Yes.
for the lower class,
Yeah,
all races, all genders benefit from that.
totally agree with
So
you
we
there.
don't the splitting the like we don't need DEI if the society is geared better towards all and not just the top 1%.
Okay, I guess I would argue that.
DEI in the top 1% doesn't change anything for anybody down here, especially the poor and working class, unless or except for who is ruling over us. That's the only thing that changes. There's like a handful of extra, black and brown men and women collecting dividends and overworking workers and engaging in stock buybacks. Like that's the only thing that changes with DEI stuff. Like it's another culture war thing that doesn't really need to happen or be discussed because like the Democrat and Republican like public face, the officials and say media keep coming with new terms to piss people off. Like not a single leftist that I've talked to was like adamantly screaming DEI until it became a term that was being fought about in culture war.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but DEI means diversity, inclusion,
And equity.
and equity. Ron, what? Yeah, Luke? Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Nearly
So-
half a century, Rolls Royce.
So the problem, from what I'm hearing, is that people are being put in positions who do not have the merit, and just because what is going on? My controller's not working again. There we go. Do not have the merit that they need to be in that position, and they end up ripping doors off of airliners and people getting
So,
sucked out of airlocks. And
That was also not DEI. You can have an argument for DEI maybe about like say, hey, this person was, you could say like, they got the top spot as a CEO because they're a woman, and or they're the next presidential candidate because she's a black woman, or some silly shit like that. And we both know Kamala Harris is not qualified, but it's not because she's either a woman or she's black. But with regard to the airplane, that wasn't DEI. That was the wealthy just trying to sidestep regulation and cut costs at the bottom line. It has nothing to do with DEI. It's again capitalism eating away at society for profit.
Okay, I you know I try to believe you on everything, and I never believe that you're lying to me. But my grandpa.
Okay, well, we have regulations, and whether they hired a Mexican or a white guy or a black person or a Palestinian, it does not matter because regulations are there for a reason.
Okay, so do those
That's why
people
I'm saying
follow
it
those
literally.
regulations? Though?
No, it's not the people. They have quality assurance. People higher up in the chain to make sure every single piece that's made is according to regulations. If a worker isn't performing the job and they catch the problem like they're supposed to, they can either fire the person, they can train the person better, or replace them, move them to a different department, and move somebody else in there. Like, again, their diversity has nothing to do with the poor quality.
The problem with the diversity is that it's, from what I'm hearing, is that it's pushing out the people who had the better work ethic and putting in people simply because of their skin color. It's like a reward for being black. It's like, why would anybody why would I get a reward for being white? Like,
so,
there shouldn't be a... Okay, go for it.
Mm-hmm. No, I want you to finish your idea, because I mean, what you're about to say will tie into another major point that's not directly capitalism, but effectively capitalism. But go ahead.
So why should I get a reward for being white? Your job should not be based on your skin color. I guess with rare exceptions, actually, like maybe
like a cultural expert on a specific field.
Yeah,
perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. But in essence, you shouldn't be rewarded for the color of your skin for a job, especially that's essential as a Boeing liner. I digress. What were you going to say?
Right, but the manufacturing process is generally factory workers who aren't degrees anyways. You're thinking of the engineering department, and again, we have regulations to test everything and make sure shit's safe before it's implemented on a large scale like that. Like, I don't think it was the engineering. I think it was somewhere it could have been engineering or the manufacturing process. I don't know.
I could save you a lot of time to tell you it actually was an engineering individual.
It was an engineering flaw?
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up earlier. My grandpa.
Your grandpa was in the FBI, so he knows the ethnicity of the person who engineered the specific fault.
Hold on. Jesus, man.
I'm just trying to make the through line directly in a facetious way.
Yeah, no, he worked on airplanes, and he knew what had happened here at this. I don't know how to say the words, but he did know that it was a DEI hire that had screwed up this particular Boeing door that flew off.
And did you say this was an engineering problem?
Well, it was an engineer's problem in particular who didn't do their job right. That became everyone's problem, I guess. Like, what do you mean by
I know the fault of engineering, or the fault of the manufacturing process, or quality control in not catching that there was
Quality
a bolt missing or whatever it was. So what went wrong with these handful of doors that kept popping off? It wasn't all of them.
Yeah, from my understanding, it was only one door that had done that. There was other.
It wasn't
problems,
the first time. There was a couple, I think.
But the bolts weren't strong enough and ripped off the hinges because they weren't checked for structural soundness, I guess is what.
Yeah, stability.
Yeah. But now that's not saying all DEI hires are bad. I'm not gonna take that approach ever.
Well, so I can totally agree with the part of hiring based on the color of somebody's skin isn't cool. I totally get on board with that. The bolts were missing. Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, I knew it was something with the bolts. Sorry.
God damn.
And then
It's been a while. I should have wrote down what I was gonna say about that. So. Yeah, of course, we shouldn't be hiring based on skin color or anything superfluous like that. But again, it's their quality control was not up to par, and at that level, you're playing with human lives.
Right.
Like Boeing, the company, is 100% at fault for not catching it. It's not like, say, food poisoning where someone gets sick because they didn't catch a certain weird strain of bacteria that they didn't
COVID,
know about, or
Yeah.
that they could detect. They just were someone was lazy that day, or God forbid they were a minority that day. And I'm being facetious.
Yeah.
I'm Mexican. I'm using it as a an attack on Omega, but he knows that I'm kidding. I know he's not racist. He's a good dude. We disagree on a
What?
lot of stuff,
No,
but
I'm just-
but what? But
Who
I
told
like
you?
to say that shit to kind of throw them off and throw people off by saying shocking shit. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Nedry. Capitalism cares nothing for human lives. Because again, they were playing with human lives when they were doing it.
Okay, and I agree with you there too. The problem that I am having is that the fault was found with the quality control engineer who was a DEI
They were all
hire.
minorities. Yeah, okay.
No, just one of them. Just
just
one of them.
just the one that's at fault was the minority. I find that a little suspicious. I think the whole team should be at fault for not having a comprehensive enough program for quality assurance, quality control, whatever, safety.
Recharge.
Yeah,
But
that's
now hear me
complicated, but go for it.
Technology.
yeah, no, it's not complicated. People die in your product. It is your fault.
Yes, but is it the fault
if you
of the-
hired the wrong person? That is still
Right.
on the employer.
But if you hired the right people and one wrong person, I mean, either way, it should be on the company. That's for sure. But
Yeah.
there still needs to be the person who screwed up held accountable. Like that's,
Yeah, like they might not be able to work there anymore. I get that.
well, they killed
but-
people. Like, actually, I don't think anybody died in that particular event, but they could have
I don't know.
potentially killed
I don't
people.
remember. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I need to go dig.
And I guess the big complaint that my family makes and most people make is that systems that require protection of human lives like that, like an airplane, demand uninterference from DEI type situations. It needs to be
And
skill
again,
based.
the everything that we've been talking about ties into that. If we had a better education system, all races would be able to have people qualified for every job, which should be the case right now. But as generational wealth isn't transferred because a lot of people have trouble generating wealth anymore.
Yeah.
You like
Yeah,
you.
God
I'm
damn
sure
it.
you want to.
I
have
hate
kids
fucking
and have
inheritance
something.
babies. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you think like the big trust fund babies. Like you want to be able to pass down on a house or something of substance, so that they will at very least be safe.
Yeah, a house
Maybe
would
not-
be good. Like a house
Yeah,
and maybe the ability to farm. But this whole giant pocket thing of money where they just inherit it and their parents die and they don't do anything and then eventually live off a massive sum of money. Like this is a huge problem in America. You should have to still earn your inheritance to some extent. Like
I
Trump's
think
dad
we could
plan
tax
was
it
good.
heavily, but they should
No,
also
no,
not
they should-
be able to.
Hear me out.
No. So there's this huge loophole in inheritance where, like people like Bezos and Musk generally don't pay taxes based because of shit loopholes in the system, but they also can pass on that wealth to their next of kin or their inheritors or whatever without paying taxes either.
Yeah, I knew about that.
And those taxes could go towards funding education, having a better equipped society for
if it's like an obscene
airplanes
amount.
that aren't killing people.
Right. If it's like not an obscene amount of money, then I guess I'm okay with that. Like take enough that their kid would be able to retire if they needed to, and well, actually own a home. Yeah, they enough to retire. Nothing over that, though. Like, there needs to be a limit to how much you can pass down in inheritance, and the rest goes to development of the country. And
Man, you sound more leftist than me right now.
bro, I told you I am done with capitalism. I'm really fucking pissed at this system because it's like it doesn't make sense. And for some reason, it used to when I was younger. We punish people who actually work and innovate, and the people who scheme and lie are the ones who put at the top of the list nowadays. So
Yeah.
while I'm still a capitalist at heart in believing that it is the best product for the best price for the most people, that is not what capitalism is anymore.
though.
Right. That's not what it is anymore. And
That's not ever what it was.
it's what it was
Capitalism
taught to
was-
me, though.
Well, sure. I'm saying, like, because your teachers in the education system lied to you. Like, capitalism is, you have either a process or an idea. What the fuck is happening? Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. I'm so fuck.
What?
I'm sorry.
You busting?
No,
It's okay. It's weird
I
the
gotta
first
put
time.
my
Just lean into
shield
it.
back up. More lube, please. Oh, I was
Nope,
underground.
keep
and
going.
My shield was down, so those like things were following me,
Yeah.
and I was just not prepared for them to start attacking me mid conversation. Oh fuck! Sorry. Gotta breathe. What were we talking about?
Earlier, I thought a T-Rex landed on my fucking head, so
it was capitalism.
not
So
working. Yeah.
go figure. A capitalism again, always with me. Passing on. Well, what were we specifically on? Guys?
I was saying that inheritance babies should not be a thing, or that they should have severely restricted what you can inherit.
Yeah, and if it's above, like, say, 100 million, tax the shit out of it.
For sure. No, dude, even 2 million. If 2 million isn't enough to retire on and get a house with, then our society is fucked. Like that's the bare minimum. Like for me.
Yeah,
at
with
least.
inflation, that might be true right now.
Yeah, I've even made a nice gesture that now 2 million, but really it's already too far gone. Houses are too expensive. The only reason that I'm going to be getting one is because I'm going to go
I was
beg
like,
Habitat for
I think
Humanity.
we could at least get 10 million as like a reasonable middle ground. Say, hey, above 10 million, not just 2.
I don't know,
I'm gonna
man.
fight these.
That's so
Sentinels.
much money.
It is. It's a lot of money, but it's not change the fucking world and buy politics money. Like it is a lot. It's kind of an obscene amount. Like I'll never see that amount of money in my entire fucking life.
Okay,
But,
hold
like,
on. Chat's
that's-
exploding.
Yeah, no, I know. I was like, let's talk to them.
Her dad had to get a part-time job. Yep. Well, quite frankly, here's another thing. I do not believe that boomers should be able to retire right now. The state of our economy and the world right now is terrible. And it was so funny. I remember growing up and them saying, we're pushing these prices down on our kids. They're going to have to pay for this shit. And I remember sitting there, I was like, who the fuck are they talking about? Like, I'm not paying for this shit. If you think you're getting retirement when you failed this hard, frankly, the only reason you're around is because we were merciful enough to let you live. Nobody is
I think a
forcing
lot of
me
them
to
are still
accept Social
capable of
Security.
living on their own. But carry on.
Go ahead. No, say what you said again. I missed it.
Oh, I said I think a lot of them are still pretty capable of surviving on their own.
Yeah. Pull your stuff up by your bootstraps and get back to work, bitch.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying you're
Oh.
like we were generous enough to let them live as if retirement. What do they call it? The Social Security is enough to support somebody.
Yeah, or guarantees their right to live because they paid into it. It's like, I didn't sign any document that said I had to support your Social Security.
That's not the point. I'm just saying it's not a lot of money. So a lot of them have had to try other shit anyways.
Idaho hates teachers.
It really does.
I mean, after being to liberal colleges and schools, I can understand why, but it's still not right.
That doesn't have anything to do with liberal.
Oh,
But,
Ron, trust me. I have seen the light. I had a a nephew, who I won't go into too much detail on, who literally had never shown a single LGBTQ bone in his body, but his peers kept pressuring him into doing it, and is now
How is that
gay.
a fault of the teacher? Teachers
A
are not
complete
peers.
failure to keep kids out of tears.
this-
Wait, hold on. A teacher was involved, yes. So it wasn't like I say peers, but I meant people around him from this school. And now he's gay and miserable, and all sorts
Now
of
he's
problems
gay?
are going on.
I tried gay weed once. I
Yeah,
injected it twice, actually.
PP cord is best
So
for it.
now, I'm pan though.
Now keep in mind, Ron. I don't believe that's how all LGBTQ people have that happen. In this instance
yeah.
and scenario, I
How?
do believe was something that was programmed into this kid, and that when he actually gets into that lifestyle, he's gonna hate it. He
Yeah, I
just,
don't know, man. Like I can understand like
he's become a total
some.
douchebag too.
There's definitely some teachers that do some like heinous shit, but like as far as like turning someone gay, I don't think you can really convince someone that they're gay.
It wasn't a convincing. It was like a pressuring into of like, oh,
Yeah,
you
you
should
can
be
apply all the dude. You could not apply enough pressure to you.
to me. Yes.
What is your price?
my price?
to suck a dick?
Is
Or no, not even fillet, but let's say anal. How much money is it gonna take?
I don't know about that one.
Are you trying to tell me that there is no upper limit to convince you
Well,
to
no,
take one? Not
it might
even
be a
Diddy's
lower
$50
limit.
million?
I don't know about
would
the
do
anal
it for
one.
50 million. Yeah, no, exactly.
But the point, Ron,
You
that's not
can't-
the point. Hold on.
It is
I
literally
was trying to
the
make
point.
a joke
can't
there, so you didn't
convince
get my
somebody.
answer. It's like,
Oh, okay. What's up?
like anal, maybe with the right person, isn't so bad. The problem that I'm having
Yeah,
is
I
that,
only for love is so.
yeah, for
fair
love,
enough.
but it's
Do it for
frickin'
free. You got it, Magnus.
Magnus
here.
wants it. What the hell?
Yeah, but he wants it for free.
I do it for free to make
So,
him
I'm
have
gonna
a Jiminy
oblige.
Christmas. All right.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say is like you know that you cannot be changed to be made gay, and it's not because you have more convictions than the next person.
But there are people who are pressured into that and do change.
Well, that just means that either they're open to the idea, they're going to experiment or whatever, and then they'll come around.
Or he had
But you
teachers
cannot
in his-
change, make a huge lifestyle choice like that, and whoops.
Yeah,
v-
I
via
get that.
peer
Yes,
pressure is
yes,
what
we
I
agree
mean.
with that. But the thing is that
Okay.
when you have
They're home.
teachers who are instructing you that these certain activities are okay to do and you should enjoy them, and then peers who are pressuring you to also agree with that, and then you get a ton of positive reinforcement from people who don't have psychologies
So-
and don't
so like
have
religion?
a major in genders. like religion, dog.
All right.
Religion
so,
has the same
hey, hold
problem.
on. I gotta go. I will actually be right back. You can keep talking about this if you want. I gotta go help the wife real quick.
Yep, sounds good. See you in a minute. Yeah, these kids have no idea what they're doing with their sexuality, and then a teacher comes in and says, "Hey, you should try this with this dude. You should just, give him play with his pee-pee. You ever seen it? You ever seen another man's junk? It's like that is not appropriate for a school system to be teaching. It's not appropriate. And so, when stuff like that happens, which is what happened in this scenario, the teachers need to be held accountable, and I do hate them. Well, I'm very angry at them. Hate is a strong word. They have ruined my nephew's life. He is now into debauchery that I couldn't even think of when I was his age. And it's not that he's gay, it's that it came with a shit ton of other things like orgies and all sorts of just horrible activities that spread STDs, and now he's teaching to kids who will also probably listen to the tactics that his teacher taught him, and it is ridiculously fucked up. It is one of the worst things that has happened he's distanced himself from his family, he's distanced himself from people who actually care about his well-being, and he's hanging out with people who want him for a quick fuck. And that's all that his life is going to amount to if he doesn't start switching some things up soon. And I do blame the school system for that. The school system, if anything, should not touch sexuality, and if they do, it should be only as far as to explain that penis and vagina makes baby. That's it. Gender should not be a construct taught in school. So one teach did that, so all teachers shouldn't receive any. Well, it wasn't one teacher, unfortunately, but there are a lot of teachers out there who are extremely corrupt and push their own agendas on kids because they're mad and angry. A lot of teachers are single without kids, and they view their child or their classroom as their children, and so they treat them as such and give them a bunch of unauthorized, unwarranted education that isn't based on either reality or accepted content. I allow the message Omega. Some gay straight people. Yeah, and some gay people do pressure straight people to try a gay way of life. That is actually a thing, but I think what he's saying is that you don't wake up one day from being pressured and be gay all of a sudden, which I do agree with that too. But there is an amount of peer pressure that gets people into trying this stuff. I allow their own kids on their salary. Yeah, you know, that was something else that Ron kept bringing up, and I've come to a realization at no point in society were people ever able to where the common people just able to afford having kids. Having children has always been a risk, 100% of the time, until you hit rich class. This idea that you can only have children when things are going great is a complete fallacy and will lead to an extreme decline in population. And that is already being shown in Japan, in China, and all sorts of other places. China, thankfully, because their civilization is in an actual terrible situation. But this idea that things should be perfect for when your baby comes is just demonstrably false, and it raises self-entitled pricks who don't know how to wipe their own ass. Things should not be perfect for a child. They should learn how to adapt and overcome. And it's just wrong think is what it is. It's wrong think. Cannot unblock your message, so unless Omega gives me permission. I don't see a message that was blocked here, but I'll take a look. There is no blocked. Oh, it might be Twitch. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Twitch is blocking you here. Sorry. I gargled so many ball sacks. That one's probably not one I'm gonna... hold on. Play with your PP. Yeah, Nedria... oh my god. The channel is trying to go more family friendly, and I feel like we're finally hitting a wall of what I should allow. Okay. Yeah, children are entitled. In fact, things have been too good on children. And once they get out into the real world and realize how fucked things are, they are going to revolt and kill us instead. Like, there is a real sense of entitlement when it comes to this generation because the previous generation screwed up so badly. And that entitlement actually comes from pretty regular things, like I should expect to get a job that I can afford food on, and that's not even a possibility nowadays because you have to pay rent, and rent is almost like 90% of your income. So they are rightfully betrayed. The problem is that they're probably going to take it out on my generation who got screwed before they did. It's like at what point we are going to have to pay for this. This is why I say that boomers should not be allowed to retire. They should be back on the workforce and contributing to society until they fix the shit that they voted into office. And if their retirement never comes, so be it. Use a portal to... Well, where's this frickin' portal? Maybe it's in the... Maybe it's in the base. Oh, I need to build an elixir of blood. For that, I need Mordite. What? What's going on here? Can I produce something, please? Can I make shit? Game is totally busted. Elixir of blood. Mordite. How do I get Mordite? I think it's from dead animals. They know their rights but not responsibilities. Yep. And I would say that's true of boomers. Their rights were taught to them, but the people who were supposed to maintain and had the duty to keep them going don't have them. So when they get out, they're going to think they have all these rights, but they were never maintained. I don't even have the rights that they're going to be asking for. It's fucking ridiculous. And the older generation keeps teaching that things are fine, things are going to be okay, while simultaneously saying, this is the worst generation ever, you guys are fucked. It's like, wow, this is really a mixed signal that they are sending us. Oh, found a bunch of water. Is this a water world? It's time to go produce tea, everybody, so while I'm gone, enjoy this video of me falling backwards endlessly. Alright, Risu's gonna go file a design into a hammer. What? That sounds insane. Sounds like something that Thor would be doing. Where live if you want to become trans, they pay for the opposite operation for free if you need. Yeah, see, and that's not even a right. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. Holy shit, there's a conversation in the chat, Ron. Have you been following? Oh, you're still angry. Sorry about your hands, Ryu. Oh my gosh. What is going on? There it is.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Dude, land. Holy shit. Why is it not letting me land? Land! There we go. Some people need a drug for a condition they have or something, like need to pay like 50K per month or something, not because not enough people in the country are dying from it, so the government will not fund it. Yeah, I have narcolepsy. That's pretty much around the same price. Capitalism, super nedry. People mock high taxes, but if you had high taxes, you could have surgeries you need and be able to afford to go to the dentist. What is the point of having money if you cannot afford to take care of your health? I think that all comes down to propaganda coming from the right that has convinced people that investing in our tax dollars. Dude, the problem that I have with you, Nedry, is that you constantly blame the right, but then when the left gets into office, they don't do anything they say they're going to do unless it favors them and hurts us more. So, yes, are Republicans a problem? Totally. But the left is equally just as guilty. They send billions and billions over to the Middle East, Ukraine, and Israel that could be going to our own people. So stop just saying it's the left. You've got to point out that it's our political parties. We need to dismantle the two-party system. That is the biggest enemy to the American public. The two-party system was never meant to be in the first place. We were meant to have many parties and many voting options, and this two-party system is destroying us. It is not just the left. Or the right. The Scandinavian countries, they have high taxes. Everyone there has good lives. They are even closing down prisons. Right back is still on screen. You're not showing your gameplay. Hi, lurking. Hi, Techno Freak. How you doing? Dang, man, I wish you were here earlier. You would have heard some crazy stuff. I never stated that Democrats aren't part of the problem. Yes, but you do state that the left is, or that the right is the problem more often than you bring up the left. We need to state this two-party system. That is where the problem comes from. Left has opened the borders further than Kim Kardashian can spread her legs. That is definitely accurate and pretty hilarious. Portal to travel to the rendezvous point. I have to find some frickin' Mordite. Dang, this looks like a deep ocean.
Units received. Units received. Units received.
But to posit that the vast majority of Democrats are socialists is ridiculous. Most of them are pretty much moderate conservatives. That's not true. That's not true in the slightest. What is going on? What the fuck just happened? Did I get launched 30 million feet in the air? I did!
Extreme radiation.
That was insane. Did anyone just see that? Please tell me I'm not hallucinating.
Units received.
That was absurd.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
We don't have. I love a Democrat Party of majority socialists. Believe you in me. Yeah, I've definitely met enough Democrats to know that the majority of them are liberal lunatics.
Extreme radiation detected.
Sure seems like there's a bunch of life on this planet. Where the fuck is the actual stuff that I need to farm? There's one. Mordite 13, how much did I need? And now my gold has disappeared. Fan-friggin-tastic. Issue I have with Democrats, if you have different opinion, they start calling you names rather than have an open conversation. Yep. I mean, the right kind of does that too, though, in all honesty. What? I don't know, man. I feel like the right does it in a different way. They'll call you a communist or a socialist or a queer or other terrible stuff, or FAGGOT. You know, it's like if any. In fact, Republicans name call a lot. In fact, the Democrats will use the isms on you, where Republicans will just mock you consistently. I have the elixir reveal nearby portals, craft items. Elixir of Quicksilver. I just make that. Elixir of Quicksilver. Oh, I need chromatic metal. You going to bed, bud? Okay. By the way, have you voted yet, Omega? Nope. But I'm gonna vote tomorrow for Donald J. Trump. I hope to God that we can survive the next 4 years. At the very least, I'll get some more streaming in. Maybe find a girlfriend. Who knows?
Extreme night radiation detected.
Oh, now this is an interesting planet. There's gravitino balls here.
Units received. Units received. Units
Hello, you angry little maggot. Alright, Dust. Whoa, what the hell? They just automatically started attacking me. Big mistake on their part. Is there seriously no carbon on this planet?
units received.
We got all this shit growing, but there's no carbon?
Units received.
Now there's a hole that's sucking me off. There we go.
Units received.
One person I was mod for, I said that word and yelled at me off the stream. Dang, sorry buddy. I meant that literally though, not metaphorically.
Units received.
What?
Units received. Units received.
I guess this is a kind of a weird planet, honestly.
Units received. Units received. Extreme radiation detected. Units received. Units received.
The hell was that?
Units received.
Oh no, I think I just killed that thing. Alright. How do I... Parts right here.
Technology
There we
recharging.
go.
Extreme night radiation detected. Extreme radiation detected. Extreme night radiation detected.
Why is my ship spinning?
Extreme radiation detected.
There we go. There it is. Finally done with phase 3. Sonic spin. Oh gosh. I am actually going to remove that one because I have too many cords for it. Alright, Sonic spin redeemed. What? Well, yeah, she was just standing there. I was like, hello? You need something, Mom? Probably have questions. Why are you removing Sonic Spin of Omega? Because right now I don't have a wireless headset that functions properly, and so whenever I Sonic Spin, I have to reset kind of everything down here, and it's kind of incredibly annoying. But it would be a temporary, I guess, removal. Holy crap.
Assistant suit initialization. Life support systems activated. Shield kinetic system online.
Interesting.
Scanner damaged. Repair required.
Rise and shine, Mr.
Aerial
Freeman.
propulsion jetpack online.
Jesus Christ, Lord of Savior and Redeemer. Nice. Ah, Dissonant World.
Laser attachment. Operation.
Are you kidding me?
User initialization sequence complete.
I'm gonna figure out which one said that and report them. Nice, Trump 2024. Stupid messengers. A lot of these should be reported. Fucking jerks. I do love myself a radiant planet, but it seems that we have finished the last phase of this part of the expedition, so Ron and me will probably play this tomorrow. It is 12:21 and I am exhausted. Yeah, I think it's time for bed, everybody. Thank you all for turning up tonight and listening to the huge discussions and stuff. I am exhausted, and I think I'm gonna throw up, so I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. Tell Ron I love him. I'll message him about it. And then I shall get back to you all later. Check the dating app. Hope there's some kind of freaking miracle happening in there. But remember, love each other, be kind, all that jazz. And I'm gonna add something new. I'll always be looking out for you.